God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out. And quit it, cause I know I'm coming with it. You were sitting, you were wishing I was handling my business. Now I got the ball like Harry Potter playing Quidditch. And my business is humongous, you would think that happens in there. Damn man, I'm all that, yeah I'm all that. Working for that whip, yeah that what you call that. I'ma blow up in the summer, have him yelling fall back. And I've always been ahead like an effing ball cap. Man, I came in the game like whoa. Got a couple chains on me cause I like gold. They told me I'm the best and I told them I know. Cause when I'm in your town, every ticket I sold. Yeah, they saying I'm the man. Facts, bro. Lot of haters, tell me where they at though. I'm the new pop, all I do is rap though. Want me on your song, throw a couple stacks, yo. Woo! Everybody wanna do the same thing. That's why we ain't on the same page. Do my own thing and I maintain. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah, I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah. I'm going mainstream. Damn. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to third round of the sixth season of DJF, and this is me, Palace of Six, bring to you live here, um, your live action here in the GF. So once again, thank you very much for joining in. And if you've noticed, we do have a new joiner in the commentary box, and that's past racer for the past three seasons, Easy Turtle. Welcome in, Easy Turtle. So first time into the commentary box here, Easy Turtle.
Hello, Nick, and it's nice to see all of your guys. So it's finally time for me to become a commentator, a retired driver, as you all can say.
So first things first, I guess it's time to break the ice a little bit. So Easy Turtle, how is it like to be here in the commentary box instead of right at the circuit racing and experiencing all the action on the circuit?
I think it's pretty great. Finally get a take a chill pill and relax, enjoy the race itself, enjoy the circuit from the commentator box, and not really be pressured by other drivers around the tracks because people competing in JF can be quite competitive and things can get quite intense. So it's finally great that I can get a take a chill pill and lay back.
I mean, it was intense between us. Some of you might remember here, both of us were racing in season four, and I guess both of us definitely came across a little bit proper in a few of the rounds back in season four. Easy Turtle, if you do remember some of our incidents on track as well, if you recall.
Yeah, things can get quite intense while we're out racing, but the main thing is that as after the race, all of us shows mutual respect to one another. That's the most important part.
And certainly, I believe all 20 drivers in our grid this season. Uh, we definitely want to promote some sort more of sportsmanship and try to unite the racing community here in Singapore together. And that's the main purpose of the GF itself. And for the uninitiated here, is that JF stands for the Jackie Ang Foundation. So it is by this person I known as Love Sunny Bunny. So Love Sunny Bunny, aka Jackie Young in real life, has decided to initiate this championship a few years ago to promote the sport, promote the esports racing scene in Singapore and promote F1 esports here as a community event, and it's now expanded in such a way whereby we do have a live stream, we do have a full suite of 20 drivers, and more often than not, we have enough drivers to actually um, have a full qualifying session Q1, Q2, and Q3. So this is a significant improvement from the initial phases whereby we started in 2018 and only a short qualifying session whereby only 10 to 15 drivers were participating in. So I think this is a huge improvement of the GF as compared to before. So Easy Turtle, I believe you have been racing for the past three seasons, and I'm not sure if you noticed, but have you seen any sort of improvement in the GFs over the past few years?
I think one main improvement I can see is that the caliber of each drivers as each season progress, it gets hard. There are more and more experience, so bringing in more. How do I say? Their speed is started to increase. So as a driver myself back then, it started to get harder and harder, fighting more drivers that are way more skilled compared to me. And it can be quite tough. And really, if once you start to face people that are way faster than you really have to practice and outskill them through consistency, which is quite hard in JAF because things can the unpredictable stuff do happen quite often in JAF. So for example, safety car, so things such as all these elements really spice up JAF, and I think I do agree that there are lots more drivers from different backgrounds starting to join the championship itself, making it more spicy.
So speaking of spicy, I believe the management team of the GF has decided to tweak a little bit of settings here in the lobby for every single race to actually intensify the race and actually create more opportunities down the midfield to actually try to get them more to contention for the win or even a podium to score points. So I believe apart from the intense racing and the promotion of more drivers into the GF, the lobby settings of the GF has been really, really unique in terms, and it has been reviewed every single year to ensure that hard racing and well to make the permutations more open and actually try to get more drivers into contention every race. So without further ado, let's have a look at the lobby and assist restrictions for this season's JF. So first things first, we do have a. Oh, it's scrolling. Okay, so let's just bring you the restrictions in detail. So we have a maximum place of 20 players per lobby, and that's basically, well, it's just 10 teams. The 10 teams of the Formula One calendar, and it'll be on the F1 2023 team. We allow full car setups, and there's no minimum license level because we are going to open it to all drivers of different calibers. Assist restrictions, we do have a full assist on. Basically, you can turn on your braking assist to high, having a steering assist on, full anti-lock brakes, traction control to it full racing line, automatic gearbox, and well, the only exception is that the pit assist is off. So drivers would have to slow down to the stipulated speed limit of the circuit instead of hurtling to the pit lane. So I guess that's due to previous feedback, whereby drivers tend to just dive into the pit lane at full speed and expect the game to just fully set it from 300 kilometers per hour to just about 60 kph. So we do understand that's the reason behind the motivation behind this is due to some drivers in previous seasons doing that, and with some drivers having pit assist on, some having off, and that resulted in a few incidents on track as well. So easy Turtle, I believe you've experienced a few of those before while you're racing.
Yes, definitely. And I think one of the assists that really does help to even out the field is traction control, because especially during the wets, traction control can really help those drivers that suffer with traction to really be quick in the wets. So, for example, one of the past driver, Clement Turtle, during the dries, he's not that fast compared to other drivers, but once it starts raining, damn, he's very fast.
Well, definitely. I mean, a few drivers. Well, Clement Turtle may not be in contention at the front of the field most of the time, but when it comes to the wet weather situations, he's very adaptable, and definitely you do have more potential for the front runners to make mistakes as they push harder. Well, sorry. Sorry. I just need to. Yeah. Sorry. My bad. So where's I? So basically, Clement Turtle, he may not be as quick as compared to the rest of the drivers in the dries, but in the wets, more potential mistakes for the front runners, and those at the rear will tend to benefit from those mistakes. So obviously, we do have more permutations and more lobby settings which allow for this, and that includes our weekend structure, whereby we do have a full qualifying, we do have standard weekend structure, long session length, basically a 50% race, and obviously when we talk about the weather and the time of the day, that's when things really come in really handy. We do have approximate forecast accuracy. So basically, drivers will be expected to adapt to conditions and also try to assess the situation on track and ensure they do not go onto the wets or dries, vice versa, uh, based on the track, based on their own assessment of the track. So this is really important for drivers who do not who actually want to do the undercut from the wets to the dries to the wets. The approximate forecast accuracy would allow drivers to assess themselves whether it's when it's best to go to which side it is, because the the pit window would not be able to give them the best information as such. So this is really going to play in the hands of drivers who have better track sense, but may not be as technical and may not be as quick as the other drivers. So track sense will be really important here in the JF as well. So moving on to the rules and flags, we do have an increased safety car. Sorry, we do have a standard safety car. We do have a standard red flags. However, we do have an immersive formation lap and an immersive pit stop experience and safety car experience. So drivers, instead of simply watching the safety car, simply watching the pit stop, simply watching the formation laps as the cars go by, they will have a chance to participate in the safety car and formation lap. I believe this rule was in place since the last season. So, easy to so. What are your thoughts having an immersive formation lap, safety car, and a pit stop experience? How do you think this will affect the drivers?
I think it's a great way for drivers to really get into the zone, because imagine you loading inside the lobby and straight away you have to get ready and see the fire lights right away, and it can be quite how do I say, the change of mindset can be quite fast. So having it able to do formation laps and really warm up your tires to your own preference and really get your headspace right really allows you to be more how do I say, more focused and really be prepared for the what's going to come in the race itself. And especially in first lap, anything could happen. You really have to watch out the drivers next to you, behind you, and even in front of you.
Yeah. So it allows drivers to actually develop some acclimatization to the circuit before they start racing. That is a very good insight here from Easy Turtle. And once more, we have a bit of a simulation settings tweaked by the JAF here. So simulation restrictions include we do have equal car performance. So whether you're in the Williams or you're in a Red Bull is all dependent on the skill. There's no distinction between any sort of cars here. There's no disparity between a Williams and a Red Bull, whether you're Aston Martin, Ferrari. It's all equal. So it's all down to the hands of the drivers or whatever you're using. You're using controller, using keyboard, using wheel. There's no disparity. No recovery mode here in the GF. So if unfortunately you end up in the spin, there's no resets to track you. You have to recover the car yourself. And a realistic surface type with a surface and carcass tire temperature simulation. So drivers would definitely have to manage their own tire temperatures and ensure they do not overwork the tires on track. Manual race starts and low fuel mode especially, whereby drivers would have to put in the correct amount of fuel into the car, ensure they do not overfuel to then go slower, and then most importantly, they ensure that they do not underfuel too much in such a way whereby they will crawl to a halt. The low fuel mode of hard is definitely going to hinder those drivers who run out of fuel towards the end of the race. So this is certainly something to be looked at come the remaining few races in the JF. So once more, damage settings, there'll be standard car damage. Car damage rate will also be standard, and obviously there'll be collisions on, and awful griefing will be enabled. So once more, a standard car damage and car damage rate would definitely mean yes, you can take a few knocks here and there, but I don't think it's going to be that realistic. Whereby any sort of bumper to bumper contact in the corners will definitely compromise the race. So easy total. What are your thoughts having this standard car damage? Do you think it is perfect, or do you think it's best to go for a reduce or realistic sort of car damage?
I think having a standard damage is quite, I would say, is the best because in JAF itself, there are drivers of different calibers. So I would say that even if you set it to very strict, it's sometimes it tends not to be the most accurate damage that it reflects. So for example, if a driver's accidentally do a very light tap and you might have already have a severe front wing damage, which can really hinders the drivers whole entire race. So imagine some drivers that tend to be still quite new to this game itself. It can be quite punishing for them. And if you do reduce it to very minimum damage, it might not be very uh, it might not be very nice for the whole entire race to watch because drivers will tend to really use full advantage of that and maybe start to be a bit more aggressive where they will do a bit of like bumping where you can see back in one of the race where Sebastian Vettel just sort of bump next to Lewis and his car.
Was it
So we
Baku?
don't
Baku
yeah,
2017?
yeah, yeah. So we don't want that to happen at JAF because, of course, we want a nice and fair drive, and we don't want this type of drama to happen.
Okay, definitely. I trust all 20 drivers not to take part in such dangerous driving, dirty driving, whatever you call that. Um, yeah, I don't think that's going to be part of JF. And definitely, we do have a trusty team of stewards who will be looking at such incidents every week in, week out. So shout out to our season 4 champion Yovex or Clencher, one of our stewards for this weekend to look into such incidents, and definitely very hard work after the every single race for him to actually investigate such incidents and come up with a proper and fair conclusion to such infractions. So without further ado, let's have a look at the drivers from two teams we're looking at. So first things first, we will definitely look at the constructors champion of the 2023 season. none under the Red Bull. So let's have a look at the Red Bull lineup for season 6 of the JAF. 2 drivers from the Red Bull team. This season in the Red Bull, we do have a yellow rack rookie and both rookies, as a matter of fact, Tucano and yellow racked. Uh, differing lap times in Bahrain here. Yellow rack with a 127.22 and Tucano in Bahrain almost 2 seconds slower. So easy tough. So you did mention about the disparity between 2 drivers and how the difference in skill levels whereby the GF employs. So what will this reckon here for the Red Bull team? What do you think this will be shipping out for Red Bull? Remember, Yellow Rack was a previous race winner already in the first 2 races. Tucano, scoring points, not that consistent though. So, well, I don't know if it's going to be a mentoring session from Yellow Rack and Tucano. What do you think of this lineup for Red Bull?
I think in every teams there's always be a one drivers that's way more faster in terms of quali laps, and there will be one drivers that is way better in race condition. So it's hard to say because I haven't get the chance to watch both of them race because they are both rookies. But I don't downplay Zuka because even though his hot lap might not be great, and but his race pace might be more consistent compared to Yellow. But like you mentioned just now, Yellow is a race winner, so maybe Yellow might able to give some tips and tricks to Zoka and maybe help him improve his lap time itself.
We also hear a very good insight from Easy Turtle. We definitely want to inculcate an environment whereby the one driver, no matter if you're a rookie or a seasoned driver, you definitely want to uh, well build up a proper racing culture here and promote F1 esports here in Singapore. And definitely, we're happy to have the JF for this very reason. So next up, let's look at the Mercedes team. Mercedes team. Made up of 2 drivers. I think you may find the name is kind of familiar. Here it is, Sakro Mansa, participating in, well, not just season 5. I do remember seeing his name in season 4, so I did race against him. He's a really, really strong driver as well. And season 5 champion, as a matter of fact, Sakro Mansa, season 5 champion. And similar times to Yellow Rack, scoring the same points as Yellow Rack as well. And as compared to Sky finally 20. Sky, as a matter of fact, he definitely he was a previous podium sitter as well. So a very strong lineup here from Mercedes here, Easy Turtle.
Yes, yes, I do agree, especially Tekro, where I race him a countless time and he's always just leaving me in the dust. And yes, having Tekro and Sky, I do watch Sky play in the past through certain footage. And I think he's quite a great driver, being able to really time his attack and really plan it well. So I do feel that the Mercedes team currently is very pretty strong, with Tekro being the champion of last season and Sky being the new rookie. Will Sky be able to be sort of like the George Russell for Mercedes and really challenge Tekro to make Tekro really go another step further and become even faster?
Certainly, it is really, really strong mentorship here in the Mercedes team as well. And once again, welcome to look in the chat. You do have one of your former drivers. Oh, it's Jackie himself. This loves anybody himself saying sorry, Easy Turtle, for the Suzuka 2 seasons ago. If you remember season 3, he was in the Mercedes, and unfortunately, a little bit of a physical injury from his finger, and he just slipped off, and I think it took him into the wall. So, well, apology from loves anybody. Easy Turtle. I really hope you accept that as apology.
No worries, man. Whatever happened in the past is always in the past already, as long as we just focus in the future and become a better drivers.
Yeah, indeed. So speaking of better drivers, definitely there'll be better drivers and good drivers here in every circuit. So let's have a look at the circuit configuration of the circuit we're racing today, which is Spa-Francorchamps. So Spa, obviously we know as one of the one of the longest circuits on that Formula One calendar. 20 corners, well, a mixture of high speed, medium speed, and low speed corners as well. So this is a circuit which is going to be extremely technical because, as you can see, there's a very large part of the circuit taken up by long straights, whereas it is taken flat out. Let's see, looking at the Camel Straight, Radon, Eau Rouge, as well as Blanchimont, all the way up to the chicane. So definitely, you might think it's best to go to maximum top speed kind of setup, but then you do have the very technical sector 2 all the way from Lacombe to Stavlo, turn 7 to 16, which is where all the time can be lost in that very, very technical sector if you choose to go full on 1-1 wing. So, easy total. I do not know your opinion here, but well, what do you think about a setup moving on to Belgium? What do you think is the perfect setup here to race in Spa-Francorchamps?
I think setups do really depends on the driving style of each driver. There are drivers that prefer more of like a car that does more hugging towards the corner where it requires more downforce. So I myself really prefers the car that really kind of sticks to the ground when I corner and all. But because of that, I do suffer in the straights. So for example, in the past, I remember battling with Jackie itself, where Jackie likes to prefer to have lower wings. I will be always be catching up to him in sector 2, but because of sector 1 and 3, I'm unable to pass him. So unless the driver really had to nail every single corner, giving him the correct exit speed and really allowing him to have a better straight line to really challenge drivers that has lower rear wing. If not, it's really can be quite tough for drivers that has a higher downforce level. But because if you do choose lower downforce settings, you might suffer a lot in the second sector. And if the driver is not skilled enough to use his abilities to sort of offset that, that driver might really suffer throughout that whole entire area, and which might cause tire wears to increase even more.
So yeah, there we go. Well, I believe you and Love Sunny Bunny have raced kind of often here in Spa-Francorchamps as well. Is that true? Love Sunny Bunny, have you raced with Easy Turtle here? And how was your experience racing with him? Come on, let us know in the chat here. I believe Easy Turtle has really but lots of fond memories racing here. That's why he's able to give that very, very detailed explanation of how is the best to race in Spa-Francorchamps. And one more question, Easy Turtle. If you look at this second diagram here on the stream, you can see this extreme change in elevations here in the second. You can look at a peak between turn 1 to turn 7, the very straight sections in the track. Then it goes all the way down here from in sector 2, where the technical part of the circuit is. So if you do notice here, do you really think it's better to go for a higher downforce setting, considering that because it is downhill, it is harder to brake. So you need all that downforce and braking power in order to bring a car, in order to slow a car down when it comes to the corners in sector 2. Do you think it's best to go higher downforce here?
It's really very hard unless you really can sort of compromise yourself. So, for example, maybe go for like a 2-3 wings and sort of really play around with the brake bias to help you out through the entire braking section for sector 2. But I would really recommend having a lower downforce level, as if that driver can really handle the car with lower downforce for the whole entire sector 2 area. Because when it comes to battling, it that lower downforce really does bring a lot of advantages in terms of attacking and also defense.
Oh, indeed, here, very great review here from Easy Turtle. So, meanwhile, while we are conducting a commentary in the booth, all 20 drivers are currently just about to get in their seats and are currently experiencing a driver briefing from the management team. So, well, it is uh, it is a rule in the JAF whereby all drivers would be required to attend a driver briefing in order to participate in both the qualifying session and the race. So the driver briefing will go through a quick summary of the rules, what to expect, any rule changes, and the expected behavior of each driver through each race. So it is a formality conducted by the management team, similar to what actual Formula One drivers go through with the FIA every race. So once again, Easy Turtle, what are your thoughts about having sort of such driving briefings here, as compared to other leagues, whereby they might not have such similar briefings to brief the drivers before each race? What are your thoughts about this?
I think having a driver briefing is great because we can really clear out any like misconception or misunderstanding of the rules, or maybe certain penalties that happened for the last race itself, and really be more strict towards asking the drivers to obey rules such as corner cutting and all. And yeah, it really just to make sure every driver really knows the rule itself, and if they do have any question regarding the up and coming race, they can just really ask our management team.
Indeed, that's a very good. Well, on. So yeah, there's a very good explanation there. I believe the part of the corner cutting and actually trailing, I think that really applies to me. I mean, I was guilty about it. For my single season experience, I believe I fought a foul with that many
Yes,
times. I believe many on the stream would agree with that. Yeah, I really think
no
so.
worry,
So
man. Nick,
yeah,
I remember you corner cutting, and I was at the back of you wondering what the hell did I just saw.
yes, and no worries. There'll be no corner cuttings here in the commentary booth. Okay, I would do a good job commentating. I would not cut any corners here, right? Okay, so without any further ado, let's continue on to the qualifying session proper, as all 20 drivers are ready. And welcome to Q1 here in Belgium. Ah, great day here. It's sunny. It's light clouds above the horizon. Great scenery here in Spa-Francorchamps. Have a look at the podium here for the top 2 drivers later. And well, 20 seconds into the session, no driver in a rush to get out. Let's see who takes a jump first. No one. Perhaps everyone just doing their setups here, as what you mentioned earlier, it's quite a technical track.
I think for drivers that didn't have really much practice before this race itself, they can really use this time, use the hard tires, go out, have a bit of a feel of the track, know where's the breaking point, and really know which corner they can attack and really where they need to dial it back before they really set their qualifying lap.
Indeed, but oh, what do we have here? Well, cars coming out, 2 cars coming out, 3 cars, 4 cars, 5 cars coming out. Oh, so maybe drivers just taking that little bit of time to tweak their setups and just suddenly come out at the same time. Very good confidence from these drivers. First driver out, let's see who it is. It is Heejin in the Haas. Then you have Nimes in the AlphaTauri, or should I say Visa? Visa, what the hell the name is? I don't know. Is it the name of the new team? What is it called?
For which one? Wait, it's
The AlphaTauri. Yes.
AlphaTauri is Cash App. Wait, Visa Cash App RB. It's quite a
Visa-
mouthful.
I'm not saying. Oh, Skipper! Skipper's a 5-place grid penalty for a
Ooh.
collision with Sky. That's
Oh, I do
very
wonder
early
what
onto the
happened.
session. What happened? Yeah, what happened there? So, do they have damage? Crucially, for the game to trigger any sort of penalties in qualifying, it must take quite a bit. So, is there any damage crucially to Skipper's car? Drama already even before it started. No damage as you can see on the Williams, but I think well. The rules are kind of strict here with the setting here. We forgot to mention earlier on during a briefing that well, the rules are really set to strict. So with strict corner cutting, I believe it applies to the in-game sort of collisions as well here, Easy Turtle.
Yeah, I do agree. And you remember you asking me about the damage model? Thank God it wasn't strict. If not, both of them might have been in quite a bad situation right now.
Indeed. Thankfully, I believe both of them, from the looks of things, should be able to continue their races. And well, we do have a bit of supporters here for the longest driver in the most seasoned driver in the grid right now, which is Simple. Max Duffy-Tan, welcome to the stream. Basically one of the members of the management as well. Come on, Sinpo, yes. Come on, Polski. Comes love Sunny Bunny as well. Let's have a look at our first driver though, Heejin, who'll be the first to complete this, to start this flying lap in the Haas. So let's look at the lap data. What's going to be for Sector 1 as he comes through Eau Rouge. Radulon, clear track ahead of him. As you can see, most of the drivers on track. He has a very good track ahead of him. And I think we have one driver who just lost it. It's Nimes in the Visa. I should stop saying Visa. In AlphaTauri, he lost it to Radulon. Front wing gone for Nimes.
Ooh, that's kind of a bad situation, but thankfully it's only qualifying one, so he does have time to go back.
Sorry to interrupt here. The front wing is stuck under his car. As you can see, the front wing stuck under his car. It's going to cut the corner as well. I think, that's not a good situation. It's going to damage the underboard of the car, isn't that easy to know?
Yes, definitely, especially with this generation of cars, the underfloor is the most important part of the cars right now.
So, Oh, not a good start. Oh, he's going to go wide. I think there's a car which is passing him as well. That should be the Williams of Ryan. Yeah, it is Ryan. Wow. So Nimes has to really nurse the car back into the pits with that front wing stuck under the car as well. So, oh, this is not looking good there for the AlphaTauri driver.
Yes, definitely. So one question I really want to ask you, Nick, what's your prediction for this Q1? Who would be your top 3?
I don't know. It's so competitive. Oh, he's. Oh, sorry. I'm just looking at the AlphaTauri of Nimes as well. He almost ran to the wall out of what is that? Turn 14. Oh, okay. So your question was, who is going to be top few, right? My guess would go with Yellow, right? Definitely the Red Bull. Second would be Techromancer. Third would be, well, I'll go with a risky one. I'll go with Elia Kim. Both, wow, the 3 drivers definitely impressed me over the when they were racing in race 1 in Singapore, and yeah, they were really strong here. So let's hope they get the top 3 as well. What's the predictions here, Easy Tussle?
I shall be the oddball, so maybe I would say Sky, followed by Tecro, then Yellow.
Oh, very, oh, sorry.
Yeah, because Sky did really impress me a lot in the way he fought through the footage that I saw. So why not just give him a little bit of support?
Meanwhile, it is. Come on there. Come on, Sinpo. He does do a 144.89 which is just less than a tenth of Ryan. So if you do remember, Ryan and Sinpo both were teammates one of the season 4 that is. And we do know that Ryan was significantly faster than Sinpo back in season 4. Look at the gap now, it's less than a tenth of a second. So easy to so look at this improvement from Sinpo here.
Yes, and I think as for Simple itself, every season, as each season progressed, he really did improve more and more, and I think he's starting to be more of the midfielder if he does race more consistently.
Indeed, let's hope for that to happen as well. Let's hope he gets our Q1 as well. And we do have one driver who's definitely pushing. Yes, Yellow Rack, purple sector 2. For Yellow Rack, we did mention that Yellow Rack was in both our top 2 predictions, and he's really going for it. Traffic, he's rushing in the end of sector 3. He's now going through Blanchimont, flat out through turn 18, now into turn 19. Sorry, he has a break there, turns 19, 20. There it is, the right turn. Quick left-hander as well. Nicely hand out. This is going to be a cracking lap. What's it going to be? Is it going to bring on pole? It is going to bring on pole by 0.3 of a second. Yellow Rack goes with a 142.597, and that's definitely our predictions affirmed.
Yes, and another driver that we should watch out for is Tecro, as Tecro is still in
it should
the
be
pit.
Salmon. Salmon has spun. Salmon has spun down at the Brussels hairpin there. I think he was pushing a little too hard, and his skipper has retired. Did he crash out? No, he's happy with his lap time with a 142.8. So skipper has decided to retire, but Salmonfish unfortunately has to go again with the spin.
And as I mentioned just now, Tecro, and he's now in the outlap, so we do really have to see what kind of response does he have.
Indeed, so Techromancer, a really true dark horse coming out here as we see cars completing laps. AH with a 144.6. We do see a few drivers in the likes of Albert Kim and Sky with 2-minute lap times there. It's beyond 107%. But what are your thoughts of the 2-minute lap times they're selling? Do you think they messed up the lap, or do you think they were just going for a little bit of an installation lap to get used to the circuit?
I think they are doing what I just mentioned at the start, where they go on the mediums or the soft, go for a chill little drive, understand the track, and maybe, like you said, the installation lap itself before really setting up their proper pace.
That's a good strategy, good insight from there. And we do have another driver, which is on a different strategy, Mangosteen. Mangosteen is on the medium compound tires, completing his lap. What's it going to be? It looks quick. It looks very quick, and brings him up to P6. That should be safe, I believe. It should be the brings him ahead of AH, Ryan, and Sinpo, on the softer compound tires. So Mangosteen has a bit of a hedge right here, but well, it's good not to waste a set of soft tires here, Easy Turtle.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm quite surprised Yellow Rack, Tecro, and all those fast drivers, they never set their times on the mediums to save one soft.
Indeed, so, well, unless they are planning to use it in Q2, which is a bit of a riskier move, but, well, whatever floats their boats, I guess. I guess Yellow Rank will be happy with lap time, and considering Skipper has decided to retire with a 142.8, it might be a signal for drivers like Heejin and Yellow Rank to do the same thing too, to save a set of tires and just win it out for the 9 minutes. Maybe to use a low toilet break, take a drink, and just yeah. And oh, Salmon Fish is retired. Oh no, that's it. Nope, that's not a retirement. That is a crash. That is a crash out of Sector 2. Salmon Fish is the 206.945 has crashed into the outside of Puhon. You can see the wreckage there, and that is it. Qualifying over for Salmon Fish.
This is gonna be very hard for him itself, but sometimes starting from all the way at the back might be beneficial, especially when things can get quite messy at the front.
Oh, a little bit of a shame here for Salmon Fish in the Alfa Romeo. That look, it was so promising. He's practiced so hard for this track here, and only to run to the outside of the club. So once again, that really highlights the importance here of having good setup for the downforce spot. A very technical sector 2. You may think Puhon is going to be flat out once you get a braking point right, but no, it's not the answer. Get on the curb, lose control of the car, and you're going to send the car to the outside wall and retire. So, one driver who's pushing right now. Let's have a look who's pushing. I believe it's going to be Nimes. Nimes is going for a second run on the soft tires. But I believe he's an energy to do so. So let's go to Nimes. He damaged his front wing on the outlap and is now going for it. I don't think the 146.2 is going to be that indicative. He's going full beans right now, half a second faster than his personal best in this particular lap. What's going to be here? Oh, that's nicely done through turn 11. Now through Puhon. Don't break into too much of the curb. Oh, he's got on the curb. Oh, almost lost control of the car. He's going full send there. I think, yeah, he lost a bit of the time right there because he just got onto the outside curb. This is not going to be very beneficial. Onto the curb again. He's really pushing it Nimes so fine in the AlphaTauri. Look at that. He's nothing left on the board right there. He lost time, a bit of time, but still got 3.5 tenths up. So Nimes, well, he would be definitely looking further up the order, but I don't think it's going to be enough his current attempt to get even past Sinpo. The gap between Sinpo and Nimes is 1.5 seconds. He has traffic ahead of him. I think it's a Red Bull. It's going to bother him a little bit. It's going to affect his vision. He breaks into turns 19, switches to 20. Oh, very wide. That's going to invalidate. He's invalidated his lap time. It's gone. Lap time gone for Nimes. Oh, that's one thing you don't even need to do towards the end of the time, and that's a wasted soft tire for Nimes, and it's down to P14 already.
And yeah, and if you did watch out his ERS was around like a single digit. So right now he really has to focus on recharging it before going for another quali lap.
Well, I don't think he has even the tires to do so. That was his second attempt on the soft compound tires, isn't it? I believe so. And I think his only option left is to go into the pits and just try for another lap. Meanwhile, staying in P14. So, considering Salmon Fish's retirement from the session, but remember, we do only have 17 drivers today, so only 2 drivers will be knocked out of Q1. So, Nimes would just have the hope that the other few drivers don't get past him with 146.2, but I believe it's going to be very, very likely, unfortunately, for him. Well, let's see who else is on the hot lap. I think it's Ryan. Ryan's on the hot lap, so let's go, boy, Ryan. Here we go. Take us through this lap, Easy Turtle.
Right, so as you approach towards there, and it's quite hard to find the correct braking point because different drivers really have sort of a different expectations to tackle these corners. And I think Brian did it pretty well. I won't say it's the best, but it's Q1, so it will be manageable. And through this downhill braking session, as you can see, he's feathering his throttles, trying to apply it as soon as possible, but without losing the rear end. And yeah, it's pretty clean. Oh, Ryan exited a bit. I'm not sure whether did he invalidate his lap.
Oh no, he didn't invalidate his lap, but he decided to back out of it. So a little bit harsh to Puhon here. Many drivers are really going flat out to Puhon, and as you can see, almost performing what Salmonfish did. So I don't know. If it's observation, drivers are really pushing it to Puhon, and I think, well, if you really want to do another lap, well, AH is on a fly, so continue taking us through this lap by AH in a Ferrari.
All right. Right, AH, I do see a car right in front of him, and I'm not sure which car was it. But he's now approaching, taking each corner perfectly. Oh, and the driver make way for him, so there isn't much disturbance for him itself. And that corner where Ryan's accidentally invalidated his lap, he did it perfectly. He do seem to suffer a bit of oversteer, but he got it handled pretty well. So I do wonder, does he have a more of a lower downforce settings? And now progressing through sector 3, where it's more of the high speed, and if he does have the lower downforce level, this is where it's beneficial for him. And now all he's gonna focus on is finding the right braking point, carrying so much speed. And I think he did pretty well without any lockups, tackling the last two corners perfectly, and just ensuring a better exit to go to the start-finish straight. And he set a 144.260, which is quite decent, and I'm still waiting for more drivers to break into the 143's zone.
Indeed, it's very competitive here in the 144s. We do have SS38 P7 with 144.086, all the way down to Sinpo with 144.891 P13. So a very highly competitive midfield we have here in the 144s. Taco Mensa on the edges of the 143s has decided to retire at the Courier of the Day right now. So, well, I believe that's really confidence from the top few. They believe that the cutoff point will be somewhere in the 145s, I guess. So it is all for the drivers in the 144s to worry about. And still, the drivers who really want that ranking rights, and Yellow Rack has retired. They'll post it in right now. Zucano now in P9 with 144.093, but he might be secure, but I don't think he feels that secure here. Oh, it was really pushing right, and he actually, he invalidates his lap. I don't think he needs to improve anymore unless some drivers behind do, which is who can improve. I believe it is going to be Nimes. Nimes is now, he has one attempt to actually improve his lap time, and here we go on the AlphaTauri. And but we do have to take a note that the two other drivers behind him as well. Elderkip and Sky also improving. Brandy, he has retired. He just called it a day. Let's see what Elderkip, his teammate, will perform here. Mangosteen also retires. Oh, a little bit edgy, a bit leery for Elderkip, but Zaf is going to bring him up the order to P13 with a 144.518. How about Sky? Sky's the next driver across the line. He's running last for 2 minutes 26. Knives sound on a little bit of the cusp right here, and Sky has a purple middle sector. Sky is really pushing him. Knives is really, he's really struggling right now. He has a PB first sector as well. It's gonna be Sky or Knives who do not make it out. Well, how about Simple? Simple's only an outlap. 55 seconds ago, can he start the lap before the checkered flag? This got real close here. Look at Sky. Sky's now at turn 20. This is a fantastic lap from Sky, and he goes out to P6 with 143.591, just ahead of his teammate Tachomancer. What about Nimes right here? Has he? No, it was slow. Was it slow sector 2 from Nimes? Have a look at him. I think he messed up somewhere in the technical sector 2 here. Here is Nimes. Drew Blanchimon. Let's have a look. What's he gonna do here? Simple might just not too worried. Simple's now just coming in to start his lap, but I don't think he's worried about it. Look at Nimes now. No, that was slow. He is in really dire straits, so he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. That was not even a PB. Simple is safe. Nimes is out. 2 retirements from Q1 here. 7 finish with the 206.9. Obviously, crash out Puhon. Nimes is 146.292. Simple is safe in P15. And he makes his way into Q2. Wow, what a Q1 we've had here, Easy Sozo. It's a great pleasure commentating with you, and I believe there'll be more action in the remaining two qualifying sessions.
Yes, definitely. Especially if Sky and who's the other driver that was at the bottom two, if they did make their mistake, for example, invalidating their lap, and someone make it to Q2, and that was just
Ah,
it's just that within that few seconds of make it or break it moments that really can determine and affect other drivers' starting positions.
tough to yes, and let's not forget Skipper. Skipper has a five-place grid penalty owing to his incident earlier in the session as well. So Skipper definitely, well, finishing P2 for Q1 is a great motivation boost, but more of a much-needed motivation boost because he needs to get up the order because he's going to start P6 at best owing to an incident. Obviously, it may get investigated by the. Ooh, what's going on?
Simple took it a bit too wide and really almost got into the gravel trap and destroyed
Oh,
the
Simple,
Sky
you
Q1 itself.
don't need to do that. Remember, the game is designed in such a way whereby if you crash, even though even in the top few, but if you do damage your car terminally, you're not allowed to continue in the remaining two. So Simple really didn't need to push there, or he's not going to improve anyway, I guess. He's not going to improve, and he just need to complete the lap. So a little bit unnecessary there from Simple to push it hard, but good news, he completed the lap. He's in P15, and as what Loves Anybody just mentioned in the chat, come on, Simple, it's not that hard. So here are results here. Oh, Sky has a 5-second grip penalty. What is happening? So we do have more than one driver who has incurred a penalty here. Let's see what was Sky's incident there. He has. Oh no! Both Sky and Skipper, with their collision with each other, they both got a penalty. So I'm pretty sure that the stewards will be looking at that even before the race starts, isn't it, Easy Turtle?
Yes, I do. I think it's most probably gonna get reviewed. So I do wonder, does that 5 second really stand for the whole and for the starting position of the race? But sadly, we don't have any footage of what happened, so we can't really commentate about it. So we can only just make predictions. But it will be kind of fun to watch Skipper and Sky trying to cut through um the crowd and get back to the top.
Well, both of them finishing P2 and P6 respectively, it shows that they do have pace in the belt. But let's not forget, we do have drivers in Q1 setting the best time on the medium compound tires. And all three of them actually made it to Q2 with the names of SS38. We do have, let's see, we have Roshan Robot, as a matter of fact. No, both Alpines on the medium compound tires in Q1. Watch out for them in Q2 and Q3. They do have an extra set of soft tires at the disposal here. So especially Roshan Robot. Oh, look at that, he's an Xbox. He definitely is on a controller in P3 and a phenomenal lap in the 142s using the medium compound tires. Now, Easy Turtle, do you think he's en route to get pole here, even ahead of Yellow Right?
It does put him at a very good position, so it's something that we can look forward to. But especially for Q2, I think this qualifying might be one of the most interesting one, because as you've seen from Q1 itself, lots of drivers are in the 144 zones, meaning a lot of them are around the same pace. So who will be the ones that are able to top each other out and proceed towards Q3?
It's going to be way more competitive here in Q2. Remember, instead of 2 eliminations, we now have 5 eliminations potentially here in Q2. So let's have a look at our drivers who are currently on track. Kendra is our first driver now. No, not Kendra. It is, once again, Heejin. Heejin, very, very, well, in Singapore, we want to call it Kanchong. Kanchong Spider. Heejin in the Haas. For both qualifying sessions, it's always the first out. Wanting to get the best situation. He does not want to get held up by traffic. Meanwhile, Simon Fish has joined as a spectator, having retired, is watching how the race on qualifying session unfolds. Meanwhile, Heejin in the Haas. Well, good news for him. If he's listening in, he has 13 drivers, sorry, 12 drivers who are currently on track, both Alpines in the pit, and the Red Bulls are kind of still in the pit. So assuming they don't come out, not to try to commentate discuss this, he will have the best track conditions to set his lap on.
But I do hope he don't uh, catch up to those outgoing outlap cars in sector 2 itself, because it will really hinder him, as lots of cars are still he's slowly catching up towards the outlet cars, and most of them are at sector 2 areas. So it's hard to say, but I don't think he's fast enough to catch up towards them. So that's a good news for him.
Well, then unless the last driver, let's see who's the last driver on track right now. It is sorry, a last driver who's on the outlap. It is Sky. Sky who's negotiating turn 12. Heejin now coming through down the straight with a 30.246. Pretty decent lap here by Heejin. Coming in, looks to be improving just a little bit there, and coming through the hairpin now. So there is definitely some leeway for him to play with. He should now really comfortable Q1 so far. Q2 should be pretty easy. Oh, just really on the edge of getting his lap invalidated. But the confidence that Heejin has, where the 142 was really just slightly off from his best time. So still time in the pocket to play with for Heejin. He's definitely on the cards as well. Do not rule the Haas driver out. It's just now 10, 15, 16. What's the sector 2 going to be like? Oh, that's good. It's 114.4. That's a very fantastic line from Heejin. He's really trying to get nailed there, but now he's really running the risk of catching some traffic as I mentioned, Easy Tuzzle, because, well, the driver of Sky is still trying to get his timing done. Is he getting approaching turn 19? Oh, they're going at the same time. Sky is now negotiating turn 19. Heejin just want to cash out him. Oh, they're going to get a move on Sky. Manages to get lap started. Does not hit him too much. What's the last angle by Heejin going to be? It's going to be a 143.58 here by Heejin. Next driver across the line is the Ferrari of SS38, who is just about half a second behind Heejin in the second sector. What's SS30 going to set? SS38, car number 38. Going through turn 20 now. And there's a 143.6. Half a second behind Heejin. Two drivers now. Taco Mensa in the Mercedes. We have Alvia came as well right behind him. Taco Mensa is going to go to the top time. He wins 142.7. The Alpha Tauri with 153.6. He must have messed up somewhere. More drivers completing the laps now. I think it is Yellow Rack. No, Yellow Rack only goes P4. That's kind of surprising from Yellow Rack. Don't do it. Kendra goes P5. What about more drivers behind AH? we haven't talked about it so much. Oh, now AH is on the medium tires, but goes P6 with 144.259. Not really going to be enough as we see Skipper 110 behind Techromantic, really consistent run as well. And that's a top 9 being formed. More drivers being formed. Oh, Ryan has invalidated his lap time. What about Brandy He, who's starting his lap time too? I think Brandy is the only driver who is still on the hot lap. We do have Sky and Ryan having to go again as they've invalidated laps here. And, well, it's so easy to invalidate laps here in the circuit, such as Spa, isn't it?
Yes, definitely, especially when drivers trying to extract every single second or thousandth of a second out of their car. And the cars tend to slide, and for you as a driver, it feels like it won't go past the track limits. And before you know it, it passed through, past the line, and there you go, you invalidate the time. Or sometimes when you're trying to catch the car because a bit of a oversteer, and suddenly you can already exceed the track limits without knowing. And I do feel. Oh yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah.
And I do feel that Teco can be even faster, because I just now watched his hot lap. The very last corner he didn't really have the proper exit or exit that he wants. So I do feel that maybe he could be maybe he hits the 142.6, 142, or even 142.5.
Oh yeah. I mean, sorry to interrupt you there, Easy Settle, but earlier on we did mention that we did see Brandy He going purple in the first sector with a 30.1. This is way faster than what Heejin has set, but he's got hindered by the McLaren of Sinpo in sector 2. And that's resulted in him losing lots of time in sector 2. So that's not where he want to get traffic. He's slide out in the final corner. He's angry. Indeed angry there. He's going to go P7. That's a load of time. 1 second loss in the second sector due to getting impeded by Sinpo. Oh dear, Brandy He.
Yes, and this means that he has to go for another hot lap, which means that he has to use up his tires even more. So I do hope Simple won't get into trouble because of this. But it's tough to say, because certain drivers might find it like pretty okay about this type of incident. Some of them are more towards the angrier side. So it's hard to tell.
Oh no, that's not very good. I believe it's a bit unlucky for Brandon. He catching a car, loaded cars in fact through sector 2, the very technical part. As you're looking at Roshan Robot, now handling his traffic situations on his own. Roshan Robot and Red Bull getting out of his way. Teammate also getting out of his way as well. Did the traffic hit him in the law? I don't think so. 113.6, that's the purple sector 2. We did mention Roshan, who was on fourth P3 in the medium tires in Q1, is now going purple in sector 2, and it's half a second faster than Techromancer in sector 2. Look at his rush on Roshan Robot on the soft tires. This is massive here. This is a great lap by Roshan Robot, and I'm certain if this was Q3, the whole Alpine team would be celebrating here. Look at the timing beams now. It's a 1:42.028 from Roshan Robot. Nearly 7 tenths faster than our Season 5 champion Techromancer. Fantastic lap from Roshan Robot there.
Yes, I do agree with you. And every single corner he attacked it perfectly, and it's just beautiful to watch him drove through those corners and go past all these traffics.
It is wow. And drivers, well, Simple is just mentioned in the chat, is in the pits right now. Just mentioning in chat that I ran out of fuel earlier and it's on low fuel mode. So yes, I believe that's where the trouble of low fuel mode comes into play, whereby the low fuel mode is set hard, remember, if you remember the lobby settings, and that has resulted in drivers having to go extremely slow to the point they may impede other drivers, especially in the slower corners of the track, where it's very, very difficult to overtake here in track like Spa-Francorchamps. So I always talk about that easy turtle.
And I think it might be Simple's fault because him himself, knowing that he's already on low fuel mode, he should really be watching out of the minimap, making sure that he's not there'll be no incoming traffics, because cars are driving way faster to him than him.
Sorry. Oh no! Zucano! True Puhan! Oh, we saw that happen! Oh, our camera was on him, and Zucano on the medium combo tires has crashed at Puhon. A spectacular crash as he lost the rear end and he's into the wall there. I'm so sorry to interrupt you there, Easy Turtle, but
No
that was a
worries.
huge incident.
Yeah, and it's not great for Red Bulls, because it would be nice to have both their drivers up into Q3 itself.
Oh no, and well, I'd rather low fuel mode compared to such incidents. That's one of the Red Bulls already out, and a disappointing performance there for Red Bull. Yellow Rack with getting impeded and only in 7th. He's definitely not safe from elimination, and now the other Red Bull is out. So not looking good for Red Bull here.
Yes, definitely. So I think in order to get past to what's Q3, they might need to set like a 143.5, because drivers are now starting to get ready to set their fastest lap for this very last moment of Q2.
And we see Mangosteen. Mangosteen has also crashed as well. Oh yes, Mangosteen has crashed. Out of Radidon, as you mentioned. Well, I don't know, Easy Total, but apparently my screen is not syncing the JAF stream. If you look at the JAF Championship stream, it is different. But I'm looking at my own computer screen, and whichever driver I look to has crashed. In fact, I've looked at the two drivers. I look at Zucano. Zucano crashed within the middle of my screen. Look at him. Then I look at Mangosteen. He crashed within 15 seconds of my screen. Look at him. So I don't know. Is my monitor cursed?
I think Nick, you really need to turn off your stream and just watch from JAF F1 so that you don't curse any more drivers in the grid right now. But I am quite surprised that lots of drivers are crashing out, because Spa-Francorchamps is well known to be a very wide track where the barriers are a lot further away. So having drivers that are retiring left and right, it's quite surprising, to be honest.
Well, the curbs are, well, easy to look at that. The curbs are dangerous here. It's so bumpy. Look at that. Look at AH now going through Puhon. AH through Puhon is, oh, he's really struggling. Oh, he's back out. No. Okay, at least my camera's on him. He didn't crash out. He back out. So he's still able to continue. So, but it just goes to show how dangerous the curbs here in Spa, isn't it?
Yeah, I do agree. And I think a lot of drivers wants to maximize their straight line speed, and maybe they set their ride height way low, which might hinder the way their car responds to curbs. So for curbs that are quite bumpy, it might cause their car to even fly off and lose that tiny amount of downforce that's produced through the floor itself.
Yeah, that's well. Thankfully, I can think of other circuits where the curbs are more dangerous, but I guess this would be a little bit of a practice for drivers to actually acclimatize to the curbs in the game. As we see, SS38 improving by 2/10 to 143.389. No net change in position here for the Red Bull driver, as you see a whole string of cars who are just about to set their laps as well. So, first driver who will be setting the laps would be a. Let's look who's on the hot lap. It is. Is it going to be Elkim? Yes, it is going to be Elkim. 30.5 first sector here, the AlphaTauri. So, Elkim currently with 133.6. That's definitely not indicative of his actual pace. Otherwise, he would definitely not be here in Q2 to begin with. Yellow Rack as well in the Red Bull, who is also on lap personal best sector 1. So keep an eye out for him. But meanwhile, Elkim, really on the curb, has almost invalidated his lap time. Now should Buhon. Curse Buhon. We've seen many drivers messing up right here. We've seen many drivers crashing out here. Elkim is definitely a driver to look at now. He does very, very great line. Shapuhon, but Yellow Rack right behind is really, really starting close in on him. Yellow Rack is really on a hard lap here. Elkim, however, definitely wants to get out of his predicament of a 153.6. That's a personal best sector 2. I don't really think it's enough for him to get out of Q2. Needs something faster than that, but still a good effort. Something promising. Hopefully get a few places up. See where's it going to be. Kendra goes P8. Meanwhile, this is not the exit A1. It's very slippery.
Yeah.
With a 144.4 goes P12. Yellow Rack, as a matter of fact. We now go P4 with 142.817. That should be safe. How about Sky? Sky has, in a Mercedes, no time set yet.
He's approaching towards the starting line.
P6.
Ooh, and he said a 143.1.
Now, how about Simpo? Does he have time to set a lap? Simpo has always been living it late. What's the timing now? Does he have time? Is he down in P14?
I do hope Simple is able to handle this pressure where
I can't see the clock. I can't see the clock. There's a yellow flag. No, he missed it. He missed it, Simpo. This is why you don't leave it too late until the very end to set your lap. And that's a mistake from the McLaren team. You don't leave it too late. Wow. You missed it by just over 2 seconds there, Simpo, and he'll be starting P14 at best. Oh dear. So, I don't know. Simpo had potential. We know that he had pace in the McLaren. He was setting 144s to get into Q2 in the first place, and now with at 145, I'm very positive that he could be way faster than this. That wasn't his true pace.
Yep. And sometimes Simple does really not perform well under pressure, especially just now the time was really, I would say it's quite tight and he should have ran out way earlier.
Kind of waste as well. I mean, he ran out a few that definitely played a part into time wasting because he had to nurse his car back in the pits. And now he might be under investigation from stewards for impeding Brandy here on his first run as well. And that does not bode well for the McLaren as well. Not forgetting his teammate B-Sim is absent from this race as well. So Simpo would have to carry the entire McLaren team on his shoulders, and starting P14 at best will not bode well for the Constructors' Championship.
Yeah, everything seems to be going against Simple, and I do hope that he can remain calm, just keep his head down, focus on the race, banging every lap, and without knowing, you might be even be scoring points, and that's what I usually do in the past few races.
What Simpo said, okay, I'm calm. Yeah, he's calm. Maybe he's gonna get some tea through the midst of Q3 and get some tea before starting a race. Maybe help him relax a little bit, especially in this time. So let's hope Simpo gets a little bit of his rest and make use of the remaining 12 minutes in Q3 to actually calm himself down. But meanwhile, let's go through our 5 retirements. Sorry, 5 drivers who are not going to be participating in Q3. That would be Kendra with 143.708, Ryan with 144.1. Oh, yeah, there it is. Sorry, Oh, in fact, we have 6 drivers who are not participating in Q3, apart from Kendra 143.7, Ryan 144.1, Elliot came 144.4, and Simple 145.3. Sukarno, who crashed out at Puhon, no time being set, but we do have Mangosteen, even though that lap time is suited, is actually suited to make go past Q3, sorry, Q2, the 143.4, he will be knocked out because his car is terminally damaged. So that promotes AH, who was supposedly in P11, into P9 with that 143.6. So that goes to show how important it is to stay calm, especially, and actually nurse your car and make sure your car gets back to one piece, especially in these crucial qualifying stages. Well, here is Q3. Q3 just about to commence here in Spa-Francorchamps, and we only have 9 drivers who will be participating today.
Things gonna get heated between the Williams, Red Bull, and especially the Mercedes. And one of the drivers that we never expect, Roshan Robot, which is really making all these drivers try their best to bang in the best lap they can ever produce.
Right, so we have 9 drivers remaining, and let's see who is the first driver out. Is it going to be Heejin? It is. Is it Heejin? Yes, it
No,
is
it's-
Heejin.
is it?
Ah,
No,
it's
it's
that-
I think it's Skipper. Wait, no, it's Heejin.
it's Heejin. Look at that. Yeah. But
Never
if
fail
that's
to
going to be an
surprise me.
award, if this is going to be an award for the driver, who is going to be the first out of the pits? There it is, Heejin. Q1, Q2, Q3, first driver out in the Haas, and I'm pretty certain. Well, can he get a streak going? I wasn't here to commentate in for race 2. I wasn't here to commentate for the qualifying session in race 1. But I'm pretty sure Heejin will hold that record. No, oh, did he hear us? He let the Red Bull through. Yep, I think he heard us. He let the Williams through as well. So he's not going to be first out. He's going to let drivers through. And yep, coming to discuss is real. So, Rashawn Robot, welcome to the stream. Say, yes, I'm in. Yes, you're in. You're in the pits. You're still in the pits. You're the only driver in the pits. Whereas all other 8 drivers in the outlap, and no, Rashawn Robot is no longer in the pits, he's out. All 9 drivers are currently on the outlap. So let's focus on the first driver to out of the track right now. That's Yellow Rack in the Red Bull. He'll be the first driver who will be setting his banker lap. And oh, look at the swerving on the Blotcher one. You don't really want to be doing that. You don't want to eliminate car even before Q3 begins and start P9. It's really trying to hope he gets the best condition of this car, but you don't want to be doing that too often. Now, it's time to charge. It's time to go. Easy Tussle, take us through this lap of Yellow Right.
Alright. He progressed through the first corner, making sure to tackle the hairpin perfectly, which will lead him towards. I keep forgetting the corner's name.
Yeah, he roots, Redilon, Camel Straight. There we go.
This is the first time where I really had to remember the corner's name. Alright, so looking forward, the 50 meters board, and then he brakes, perfectly attacking the corners. And I think he ensures that each of the curves are well eaten up and throw this down this braking zone. Going through it at 3rd gear, going 4th, 5th. And keeping it at 5th gear, applying full throttle with ERS going in. Will he downshift? And he never downshift, which is quite surprising because I thought he would downshift to gain more speed. And keeping it clean, ensure that car didn't oversteer or understeer, and went a bit wide. Not sure whether did he really lose a bit of time there. And there he goes, the second longest straight for this track. Not much to think about except making sure to attack the corners perfectly, ensuring to keep the speed up. And the next thing that he has to look forward to is the hard braking zone. And that's good, no lockups. Taking it perfectly and just straight away attacking the. He set a 142.2. Ooh, and there goes Skipper setting a 141.5.
Man, the trio of them were really even through the first 2 seconds.
Oh,
but
yes.
Skipper's final exit was huge. Look at that with 141.582, but Heejin and Yellow, right? Nothing separated with them. And Heejin's, wow, that was a massively improved lap there. Now, who else is on the lap? We have Sky and Brandy He in 5th and 2nd. Sky did have a very good sector too. Brandy He, decent, but not too decent. He's going to be somewhere right behind Yellow Rack as well, but a very competitive 3-time set on the board there, easy turtle.
Yes, I do agree, but I do wonder who will be able to challenge Skipper right now. And there goes Sky through the last corner. Will he be able to challenge Skipper? And no, he's set at 144.6. And Brandy, he set 143.2. So the next person to look out for is Russian Robot, which is approaching Sector 3 itself.
Roshan doesn't appear. Oh, Roshan has lost his front wing. That's why he's slow. He's lost his front wing. There it is, a missing front wing. Completely sheared off the car, and he must have hit his wing somewhere. Thankfully not out of the session, but first run gone for Roshan Robot. And now the odds now, that is it. Only 6 drivers, and Sky, I think just crashed. Sky is crashed somewhere on the circuit because we don't see this blip in the pits. Yes, there's only one Mercedes left. Sky he's lost somewhere. He's gone. That time for 144.6 that's it. Is it for Sky? We have only 8 more drivers left in Q3. Oh dear. So, well, we think, yes, easy to. You may think Belgium is a track whereby the walls are very far apart. It's going to be not that easy to crash, but no, it's proven otherwise. It's still as dangerous. You still got to keep a car on the circuit and finish it in one piece.
Yes, definitely. As I just now watching Tekro set his lap times, but he suddenly dived towards the pits and accidentally kissed the side walls of the pit lane. So I'm thinking that the pressures are starting to get through Tekro and maybe Russian Robot.
Oh, so multiple incidents there. But at the end of the first runs, we only have 5 active times on the board. I mean, if we don't count Sky's time. Only 5 drivers have to set their times properly here. Skipper, well, he is 7/10 clear from the field. We can easily retire and just like go it a day, but no. He will not be the pole sitter, owing to his 5-place grip penalty being levied out to him. So that, right now, puts Heejin at a net P1. Heejin will have his first pole of the season as it stands. Wow. So all this talk about him being a Kanchong Spider, it's going to work out for him. It's going to be P1. First come, first serve. The early bird gets the worm there. Easy turtle.
But I do wonder what's the response Russian Robot and Tekro has installed for us. But another battle that's coming towards us is also between Heejin and Yellow Rack. Of course, their lap times are so closely to one another. I do wonder who will come out on top after Q3.
Indeed. Meanwhile, we do have information from the stewards. We have information from the stewards that Sky has reported an unfair grid penalty being levied out to him. So that's under investigation from the stewards. We'll update you guys once we have any news. But it's news from Sky who's reported, but no news from Skipper as well regarding his penalty. So we'll keep it up to taps with it. And oh, there's a bit of a lag from Tucker Messi. He's going on places that we don't want to see him to go. But he'll be the first driver to start his flying lap, clear track ahead of him. There is a Ferrari of SS30 right behind him as well. But as we go on board Tachomancer to start his second run, but first time run, as if you're going to count his time as well. So here we go. Tachomancer now approaching Rouge. Just a has behind. That's Heejin. That's Heejin. It's not a place we want to play. Heejin goes off the track. certainly that must have compromised his lap as well. How much did that compromise? We shall see. You can't really blame Heejin for that. That was just very unopportunistic for Necromancer. It's a 30.1. I think it did affect a bit. SS38 just roughly matches his time. Necromancer so opportune there. And oh no, we know the Tekro is so strong here. It's going to be putting him in contention, but that's not what I think he needs. Let's see how he performs through Sector 2. It's going to be wow here. It takes a more conservative run here. He must be on something which is... He must be running lower wings right to get more speed through the straights. So Sector 2 is definitely not going to be his forte. AH just retired from the session as well. I think he's just going to start P5 at best. What's Necromancer's Sector 2 going to be? Oh, it's purple. Oh, it's purple. And he matches Skipper. So, wow, I was wrong. Maybe he made up time for that. But this is a time that we need to watch. Necromancer in Sector 2. Potentially on a pole-setting run right here. Look at Necromancer now through Blanchimon. Breaks into the bus stop chicane in turn 19. Oh, this is going to be quick. It's a quick lap from Necromancer. Hang tight, everybody. This is left on watch. Is it going to beat Skipper? Not quite. Goes P2. Splits Skipper and Heejin. But it's going to be a net P1 now for Necromancer. Who else is on the hot lap? Let's have a look. Is it going to be Brandy He? Brandy He sets a personal best as a strong Sector 1. Yellow Rack also on the lap. No, Yellow Rack is on the cooldown. So he's going to charge his batteries for the next run. Brandy He, 30.060. Fantastic Sector 1 for him. That's definitely a session best. Look at Brandy He now. Got impeded in his first run previously, and now he has clear air right in front of him. If he can actually clear the the Alpine in front of him. But True Puhon, there's a very nice corner there. Now, through turns 13, 14, 15, and oh, Roswell and invalidates it. Oh, Brandy, he has invalidated his lap time. Oh, he needs to recharge his battery quick. He has 55 seconds remaining in order to do so. And now, that's going to leave him vulnerable to other drivers. Like Heejin. Oh, Heejin matches his first run time in Sector 1. Look at Heejin now. And right behind him is Yellow Rack. So these two really neck and tuck when it comes to lap times here. Yellow Rack does a personal best in Sector 1 at 30.0 as well. Heejin, 30.109. What is Sector 2 going to be for Heejin? Heejin versus Yellow Rack is certainly a story that we're going to narrate throughout the 22 laps of the upcoming race. Hang tight, everybody. Heejin is now going through Puhon. So Heejin is certainly a driver I've never seen him in such a form before, but he needs to make up 3/10 onto Necromancer if he really wants that pole, but he's really going for it now. True on Sector 2. Oh, last time that is not personal best now. He's down by half a tenth. Yellow Rack now approaches turn 15. What's his lap time going to be? Has he have an edge over Heejin? Does he? He does. 1/10 up. So that's going to be Yellow Rack over Heejin now. Can Heejin pick it up all in the final sector? The question is, now down the bus stop chicane, how does he negotiate the corner? Cleanly done. But he needs this all the time. Charge the line here by Heejin. He does improve? No, he doesn't improve. He's at 142.3. Heejin is at 142.2 to start at best. Yellow Rack is now about to negotiate the corner. Is it going to be a net P2? Yellow Rack crosses the line. He does with a 142.113. Yellow Rack will start on the front row along with Necromancer for the upcoming race. And what about Roshan Robot? Do not count him out. He's still running there. Easy stuff. Look at that. Roshan Robot. Certainly in contention. Is he? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Oh. Yes, a purple Sector 2 there, Easy Shadow.
Yep, he just gotta keep it clean, not exceed the track limits by accident. He has enough ERS for the exit. After the very last corner, will he be able to answer Skipper's lap time?
Oh, we have a new pole sitter, do we? We do! Roshan Robot with a 141.661. He does not beat Skipper, but that is it. It's a net pole. It's a net pole for Roshan Robot, and he steals it right at the very end. How entertaining JF can be, and that's the answer. It's never over till it's over. Roshan Robot is a pole sitter for round 3 of the JF. My boy Roshan, there's it. The owner of the JAF himself, Loves Anybody, is excited in the chat there. My boy Roshan in this. My boy Roshan, 141.6. What a lap by Roshan. And he knows that had a count, and he counted for him. Roshan Robot, P2 on the track, P1 starting grid. Oh. And if you are sweating here, I'm pretty sure we all are sweating. This is the results for Q3 of the Belgian Grand Prix. Skipper in P1 with 141.5, Roshan Robot with 141.6, Tachomancer 141.9, Yellow Rack 141, 142, 113, Tijin with 142.2, they have a long list of 143.269 for him, Brandon He AH 143.613, SS38 and Sky with 144.5 and 6 respectively. So, well, easy total. What are your thoughts about this qualifying session?
It's what an eventful one with people challenging for the pole itself. And one drivers that I never expect to be doing so well is Russian Robot. And another two drivers that really spice up the whole entire QG is Yellow and Hijin. Both really showed us like how tough it can be, especially in qualifying, and how competitive things can become in JAF itself.
It's all about expecting the unexpected here. We never know that what's gonna happen here until the very end. And
Yes.
yeah, and even the very start as well, we just got notification that the reason why we have 17 drivers, I believe some of you on the chat are asking, why do you only have 17 drivers? We do have, yes, we have two reserve drivers, Ramen and Hydris is goated, who was supposedly supposed to join the session, but yes, they were not permitted to join the lobby by the stewards because they did not attend the driver briefing. So yes, the rules were the rules, and yeah, unfortunately, we did not have the full suite of drivers because they didn't attend the briefing. So easy to solve, I believe. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean it's basic rules where every drivers had to attend the briefing. If not, they are not allowed to participate in the race itself. This type of things are the rules. We have to respect them and really follow them. So there's no such thing as like giving other drivers some chance or benefit of the doubt, because we have to remain fair for every one of us, every one of the drivers.
Yeah, I mean, definitely we all need the rules. Simply because yeah, the rules are the rules, and they need to be brief on what is unique to each circuit. For example, different circuits, there might be different areas where drivers may exploit the rules and put others at a very unfair disadvantage. So that's necessary for drivers to actually attend the driver briefing in order to attend. So a little bit of a shame whereby we may not have a full suite of 19 or 20 drivers today, but this is well, we have these rules of the JF, and I believe there are good intentions for the management members to actually come up with such rulings for this. Yeah, so meanwhile, unfortunately, I just said that the drivers, someone has clicked the advance button on the menu screen. I believe easy to tell that must have happened quite a number of times the previous season as well. And they are going on a little bit of a quick run, a little bit of a test run on the circuit for those few corners, and they are retiring now. So lobby will be recreated and for drivers to rejoin the lobby again. So we can be up to tabs once more when the session begins again. But right now, we're going for a commercial break. See you guys in another 5 minutes time. We will bring you the live action from the race itself. Don't go anywhere, everybody. Hello, welcome back to round three of the JF. And once again, if you're just joining us, we are racing tonight at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. Joining alongside me is Easy Turtle. First time in the commentary box. And yes, I'm pretty sure he's already having a good time here in the commentary box, as opposed to racing as well. So we have just some updates from the stewards as well. About the results for the qualifying session. So we'll go into that later, but first up, we definitely want to go through the current championship standings of the current season. So without further ado, let's have a look at the current championship standings for the sixth season of the JF. So as for the previous race, we do have. Oh, I don't think it's accurate right now. I don't think this is already updated. So we'll just bring you the latest results of the. Yeah, we'll just bring you the latest results based on the most updated one. It's not already based on the screen, which is updated, but yeah, the championship standings as of race 2, which is the French Grand Prix, will be Elvikim in the AlphaTauri with 33 points, Techromancer and Yellowright tied on 25, Roshan Robot in PQ4 with 18 points. Not Heejin. It's Heejin? Heijin my woe. Yes, it is Heejin. Heejin with 16 points in P5. Sky with 15 in 6th place. Mangosteen 7, 14. Chimkin and Ryan, season drivers in P8 and P9. Sinpo down in P10 with 6 points. And that's the top 10. Sinpo in the top 10 as of now, I'm a seasoned driver. But interestingly, Easy Turtle, it is a case whereby a rookie is leading the entire field again. So, what are thoughts about this, Easy Turtle? Is it foreign that rookies leading the entire field?
I think isn't it surprising as GF starts to attract more and more talented people to join our league. So seeing a rookie leading the pack, it's not something surprising because I mean in the actual F1 world, Max Verstappen currently is the youngest driver and is also the youngest world champion. So what's not stopping a rookie from leading the top?
Indeed. So, certainly, it must be said whereby here in the JF championship, we do have throughout the past 5 seasons, every single one of the past 5 championship winners are of different drivers. So, season one, we do have SGTO. Season 2, we have, if not mistaken, it was Executor 5. Both of them now management members, helping out on the GF themselves. In season 3, we do have Glitch. Season 4, we had Yovex as the current steward of the current race. Last season, we do have Techromancer as well. So, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be in season 6? We have not seen a repeat winner in the GF thus far in terms of the drivers' championship. So, it'll be really interesting if we're going to see a repeat winner. But how about the constructors here? I haven't been keeping tabs on it. We'll have a look at the constructors championship standings, please. Let's have a look at it. So the current constructors champion right now, it's pretty tight on top. With Mercedes on 40 points, Williams on 34, AlphaTauri on 33, Alpine 32, Red Bull 26. The top 5 teams separated by just 14 points here. And, well, so it's going to be anyone's game after Belgium here. So what are your thoughts about this, Izzy Tito? Do you think it's going to be a 5-way fight for the constructors champion, or is it going to be some team towards the end which is going to take charge of the whole constructors championship?
It would be nice to see this continuous all the way to the very last race because it's nice to always have more teams fighting one another, trying to be the top, be at the top position. Being able to see these 5 teams so close and only like around 14 points separating them, it's really very nice to see because it means it's gonna be more spectacular for us as the spectator.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's great to commentate. Well, intense championship fights whereby we never know what's going to happen. We never know, is it going to be a Mercedes winning? Is it going to be a Red Bull winning? Is it going to be even some other team which is going to winning each race. So well, it's going to be really interesting to spectate or even commentate how each race is going to pan out and what is the impact on the constructors champions going to be. So this, in case for the uninitiated people, sorry, for the uninitiated drivers and spectators out there, um, the JF has also made a decision to award the prize pool based on the constructors table instead of the drivers table. Yes, there will be prizes for the top few in the drivers championship, but the key prize pool will lie in the constructors championship. So I don't know about this, but is it do you think is it a fair thing, or is it going to be, or do you think there could be ways to improve this?
I think this is very good because it really makes the team feel sort of bonded because if I myself am a fast driver but my teammates is sort of lacking behind, it really does affect the overall prize pool that you will be allowed to get. So you really have to work closely with your teammates, try to help your teammates as much as possible, and really bring him up to speed, which cause sort of like a small little bond or a friendship can be formed for this season at least.
Well, certainly, I think we've did mention earlier on, whereby Ryan and Sinpo from season 4, former teammates, and they've managed to actually get together with them in the AlphaTauri team back in the fourth season of the JF. And now we did see a very significant improvement from Sinpo as well. We did mention Ryan was qualifying in the midst of a Q2 and Q3, frequently during the fourth season. Sinpo, as we mentioned, he's qualified a few places right behind Ryan. In fact, Ryan was in, I think, P11, P12. Sinpo's going to start in at P14 as well. So I think the gap between both drivers have reduced a fair bit. Granted, Sinpo has new driving gear between season 4 and then, but skill level definitely improved. I believe Ryan has been a very good mentor to Sinpo during the course of the season, despite Ryan being a rookie that season. Do you agree with that, Easy Chato?
Yes, definitely. I can see that throughout the whole entire season, for the last season itself. And the only thing that Simple really had to work on is his race pace because he tends to get a bit inconsistent at times. And Ryan does try to help him out, calm him down, talk to him through the whole entire race in their own voice chat itself. So it's always nice to have a very encouraging, supportive teammate because it makes you want to push harder and not disappoint him.
Certainly. I mean, especially with the prize pool going towards the Constructors Championship, I believe it encourages a lot of teamwork, whereby, well, well, sorry for the interruption. Yeah. Yeah, so apparently, I think like that really encourages a lot of teamwork between both drivers and every team. So even if you look at the standings now, we do have a mixture of stronger and versus weaker drivers, and I think we have really developed a culture whereby the stronger drivers would mentor the weaker drivers to become better drivers for future seasons. Granted, it's not going to be a conventional Formula One sort of team game whereby drivers who have multi-year contract, multi-season contracts to carry on to next year. But definitely, I believe like regardless of what team we're in, we're definitely in a community championship. Regardless of what team we're in, uh, definitely we would. There's always this bond will be fond bonded, and friends can be made. As you can see, Ryan in the Williams. Well, definitely closer to Brandon He and Aston Martin. And I'm pretty sure that he got acquainted with quite a few other drivers as well, even Tucker Manson and Mercedes as well. And I think that's the main goal of the GF itself, as we mentioned many times. It is to foster an F1 esports community within the Singaporean community. As you can see, many of our drivers are Singaporeans themselves. And I think like in terms of a community effort as well, I think the GF has been relatively successful in achieving its goal in this aspect. So, Mio, I think the drivers are just about to get ready up for the race. We do have some updates regarding qualifying information. That is the official conclusion of the penalties given out earlier on for the Q1 collision between Skipper and Sky. So the news is that Skipper is going to retain the place. Well, no news from there. Hold on. So, okay, there's no news of the positions as well. So we bring up to date regards to that. So just awaiting news from management team. So still a little bit of discussions within the management team regarding their final grid positions. And yes, official confirmation is that Skipper will retain his first place slot. And that means Roshan Robot will not take his post. Skipper will start from P1. Roshan will start from P2, will stay on the front row. And thereafter, we do have a Tacromancer and Yellow will be starting on the second row of the grid. So that's confirmed. Official from the management is that Skipper will retain first place, and the 5 place grid penalties for both drivers will be removed. So I think that's fair. I don't see any significant damage from both cars, so it's not as if the collision was something that's going to affect the qualifying efforts of both drivers. So easy total, do you think the game was a little strict on that aspect, or do you think the game was fair in awarding the penalty?
So during the break, I was able to watch the footage they uploaded, and from Skipper's point of view, things got a bit tight. He had to really uh, do an evasive action through a rouge when he was climbing up the track. Sky did try to react and go off track, and I think because of that, they sort of touch a bit where their wheels bang a bit and causes both of them to exceed the track and sort of corner cut, which causes the game to give them that 5 second penalty. So I do think that it's not really that fair, but it does seems a bit pretty scary because both of them the incident was involved at a rouge, which can be quite dangerous for both of them, as both of them could have both retired.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's Rouge and Red Dawn is one of the most dangerous parts of the circuit as well. And as we all know, the 2019 incident in Formula 2, if you recall, Antoine Hubert, really a really tragic, unfortunate incident for him. And hopefully rest in peace, Antoine Hubert, for that. It was all through that very dangerous Red Dawn and Rouge corner where a collision occurred, and that sent him right into the wall. So that was really unfortunate. I think it's really clearly demonstrated in our qualifying session itself. However, most of the incidents occurred in that very high speed corner as well, especially considering that it's uphill. So that adds to the difficulty of negotiating the corner at full speed when you're flat out as well. Easy to tell.
Yes, definitely. And sometimes the setup you have might really be be against you, where a bit of slight change of the steering angle might cause your whole entire car to just oversteer or understeer and throw you towards the barrier.
Yeah, it's so intricate. The slightest of movements is going to send you straight into the wall or keep you on track. So it is a dangerous circuit, the longest circuit as well. Thankfully for the drivers, they only need to complete 22 times of the circuit. They need to negotiate the short 22 times for the end race, and I believe it's also quite a high speed circuit. So, assuming touch wood, we don't get any yellow flags or any incidents, this race should be done in no time. But we all know this is JF. It is going to be kind of different.
Alright, there the driver goes for their formation lap.
This we have Skipper running first. Remember, the lobby has been recreated due to the removal of the penalties. So drivers will have the free choice of tires of what they want to start on. And so let's look at the tires strategies for each driver here. Well, interestingly, the top 10 all starting on the medium compound tires.
Ooh,
We
but
have-
that one. Kindra was starting on hards. So
Oh,
things
it's hard.
yeah, and it's gonna be hard for him to warm up those tires.
We know the hard tires is so difficult here, and especially to start on, you're on a high loaded field, your car's heavy. You need to negotiate some very fast swimming corners here and trying to get track position here. So you could see Kendra potentially lose a couple of places or even more towards the very end. let's not forget, we do have some soft tire runners here, the likes of Lime Fine and Salmon Fish, starting around the back of the field. Soft tires here that I'm pretty certain they must be trying to get some places done at the very beginning of the race. Where Tosin is.
Yeah, they really have to maximize, warm up the tires properly for this formation lap so they can get the best out of the soft tires at the first few laps. And I do think that the soft tires could only last around 4 to 5 laps, so they really have to make full use of the soft grip to really do as much overtaking as possible.
So it's not a very long-lasting tire here, it's soft, and especially considering that there are 20 corners here, and every corner is so long. It's certainly it's not going to be a very long-lasting tire. But we definitely might see some soft tires runners come in as early as lap 4, lap 5. We've not seen the predicted pit stop strategy here, Easy Turtle, but I'm pretty sure that Salmon Fish and Limes might be going straight on hard tires ASAP when the fuel loops come down.
Yes, and the moment you mentioned about race strategy, the game itself pop up the possible strategy. So some of the possible strategies are
sorry to interrupt me. Taco Mansa has spun at the very last corner. Better recover a car before we get disqualified. He does. And that shows you, even on the medium compound tires, how easy is it to lock up the rears and just spin at the very end. So, wow.
I do wonder, did he spin on purpose to warm up his tires?
But if you get disqualified, remember, from formation lap, you'll be under scrutiny from the stewards. So that's something that was very risky here. And yeah, Sibyl's disqualified.
Zul also.
But I believe that's due to incorrect starting position. But I don't think anything's going to be incorrect here because the race is going to start. 5 lights. And now, round 3 of the JF is underway. Skipper has a great start, but now I think the more the drivers on the slipstream are getting better starts here. Look at that. Rush and Robert Heejin all over the place of him, and there's contact in the first corner. There's a little bit of a car park right behind, and I think that's going to cause a few front wheels to fly off as well. Rush and Robert, meanwhile, has jumped Skipper for the lead of the race. Skipper's trying to fight back. Now there's him, line of sun right there, and he cars all over the place at the back as well. Is everyone safe through Iruch? They're all safe through Iruch, thankfully. But now, Skipper goes past Rush and Robot through the long straight using the slipstream. There it is. It's passed, and the possible race strategies are out on my screen, finally. It's soft to medium, so medium to hard. I'm pretty sure many drivers are going to medium to hard right here. But they really need to nurse those tires for quite a distance. They can't afford to push too much through the early stages as well. As you see, drivers out. There's Knives of Fine. He's made a spin down the hairpin. So drama already occurring in this early stage of the race. As you see, all over the pack, we do have battles happening. Look at that. Brandy, he, and Taco Mansa, and Heejin. 4-way fight for P4.
And meanwhile, Kindra managed to gain a few positions, I think, and is doing quite well holding on to the pack despite his hard tires. But I gotta say, Salmon and Nimes, things aren't looking good for them, especially they are all on the softs.
And they're now on the back of the field, so being on the soft and being on the back of the field at the end of lap 1 is not something you want to be, because that's going to put you very prone to tire wear, and you need to make your way back on the field again. But now, let's go to all the same strategy. Look at that. Heejin, very, very aggressive. And now they're going step by side. Look at this. Brandy here with a train of cars right behind him. This is a massive battle P4. Everyone's just joining in the party right now. Look at this. From Brandy here in P4 all the way down to Zakana and P10. A 7-way fight for P4. Brandy, he's really desperate to lose it against Taco Mansa. He's using his ERS now. He's trying to get away from Taco Mansa. Look at this fight now. Well, Taco Mansa now is the only ERS again. He wants to get past Brandy. It's going to be a game of chess. Who's going to get past? And he overtakes mate. Heejin looking once again really aggressive. And he passes mate through the end of the camel straight. No! Oh! There's the look! But Rafari just loses his... Oh, he just lost no time, and Zakana's retired. At the end of P13. I think he's hit the wall. He's hit the wall at the camel straight. We know that's a big overtaking spot right there, and this is gonna result in a few collisions, and Zakana has fallen victim to the wall. Wow, it could happen to anybody. It happened further down the field. You thought that the battle between Brandy He, Taco Heej, and AH was aggressive enough. Something's happening right behind. So, easy, so that's why you mentioned it's so dangerous here in Spa-Francorchamps, and we now have our first retirement of the race.
Yes, and I do wonder what happened to Sky and also Simple because they both make a pit stop. So right now Sky is on the softs while Simple is on the hards.
Well, no safety car out yet, no yellow flags as well, but I'm pretty sure that those at the front of the field from Brandy He all the way down, they might be informed by the team engineers to be careful when racing one another. You do not want to end up like, Brandy He's left tackle through, he's left tackle through. Now, could that be a strategic maneuver to get the DRS on Taco Mensa, do you think?
That's possible, trying to get some slipstream behind and see where are the certain areas that Tekros are doing better than him. But I gotta say, Kindra is doing very well, clinging on to the pack, and he's now 8th position. So one person that we should watch out at the later part of the race is Kindra, when he's on the mediums or the softs.
What's the strategy there? But look at that three-way. They're three-wide. Heejin tackle Brandy. Heejin with a double overtake and 2 drivers. Wow, that was smart use of the DRS there. Well, Takro. Oh, Takro still stays ahead of Brandy He, but the big winner is Heejin. Oh, I believe Brandy He did not see that coming from Heejin, but what a double overtake from Heejin in the Haas. Wow, and he's already gained 1 second ahead of Taco Mensa because when Taco Mensa was actually defending against Brandy he forgot about Heejin coming in from 6th position all the way up into 4th, and now the train's broken. Heejin decided to capitalize on that. Wow, look, what do you think was that strategy? Was that awesome, wasn't it?
I think it's beautiful. It reminds me of the time where Hakkinen had to overtake Michael Schumacher and there was a back marker and at the exact straight that happened.
Well, what do you say, learning from actual Formula 1 drivers that really is taking a cue, but that's not taking a cue there. AH is spun, lost his front wing at the end of 10-15, and surprisingly, there's now a safety car that's being deployed due to the debris. Wow, so at the end of lap 3, we do have the safety car out, and now let's see if this opens up the strategy options here for the drivers behind. If you're on the softs, easy settle. What do you think about pitting?
I think so, especially for Salman and Naim. I think it should be some consideration where they should go for the hards, maybe go all the way. But it's gonna be very hard for them, especially for the very last few laps. So maybe medium would be a very good option for them.
Oh, interestingly, we see the first of the front runners, which is Taco Mensa, in all the gang of cars, coming into the pits, and is now, well, he's ditched an old set of mediums to the new set of medium compound tires. Surprisingly, but even after all that, he's only down to P9, which is on a fresh new set of mediums. Well, it's a net loss of 3 places, but do you think that was a smart option, dishing your only 3-lap more medium tires to a new set of medium tires with that 3 places lost? Do you think it was a good investment?
I think it really has to depend on the long run, because if Taco is aiming for the front 2 drivers, maybe it's a better option to go for something that is different compared to what are the others going for.
Indeed. So Taco Mensa probably going medium softs, but he has traffic ahead that he needs to go to, and I don't reckon 3-lap old compound difference is going to make a difference. That was a bit odd, especially if we consider drivers like Kendra, who's on the hard compound tires. Yes, 3-lap old hard compound tires, they will be wearing at the same rate as compared to Taco Mensa's brand new medium compound tires. So if we're going to put it in net terms, in terms of strategy, Kendra is now 3 places ahead of Taco Mensa. And let's not forget, Taco Mensa started on the 2nd row of the grid. Kendra started, on the edges of the top 10, P11. And now Kendra's now ahead of Taco Mensa. So you're right that, that Kendra, with that hard compound strategy, he's actually making it work. I'm pretty sure drivers around him will be taking note of the pace of the hard compound tires, and they may take cues to actually make it work.
Yes, and because this is a 50% race, so tire wear for each lap tends to be a bit higher. So it's really very hard to define how much wear each of the cars do have, and it really also has to depend on the setup and their driving style. So it's pretty hard, and I would say some of the drivers to watch out are Tacro, Kendra, Yellow, and also Ocean Robot, and also Skipper.
So, as a stats, the top 5 running right now are on the same strategy. They have not pitted. They are some medium compound tires. They are on 4-lap-0 medium tires. So, it's going to be the top 5 right now of Skipper, Roshan, Yellow Rank, Heejin, and Rennie. So, these 5 drivers, yes, they're on a conventional 1-stop to medium hard. To go pit on somewhere around lap 9, lap 10. Whereas we have drivers on alternate strategies such as Kendra going hard potentially to soft mediums. That's a big question mark. And then you have drivers like Alrican, Nimes. Nimes is already on 4-lap-0 soft tires. He decided not to pit. And I don't know. I don't know whether this is going to be a very good position for this long circuit. He decided not to pit. Perhaps maybe he's on a tire conservation strategy, but if you are on a tire conservation strategy, you're probably on the wrong tire to begin with. You shouldn't be on the softs. It's gonna fall off the cliff pretty soon there.
Yeah, I do hope Nine knows what he's doing. It's pretty hard to go around the whole entire Spa track on a 4-laps-0 soft, especially in a 50% race. I'm predicting that his tire wear is around 40%, around 50%, and he should be pretty soon.
Racing this track on the keyboard myself. If I were to put on soft tires and start to bolt on trying to pass drivers, the average tire wear would be between 8 to 10% of that soft compound tires. Obviously, let's see. Nimes is on the he's on the wheel, I presume, or AH has spun. Oh, he's wondering the safety car. AH has spun. So yes, even on 1-lap-0 soft compound tires, you make a mistake like this, you're going down the field. So it should be a signal sent to Nimes that bringing on the soft compound tires, especially worn ones, that's not going to work out for you. You need to rethink what you're doing, especially if the safety cars in this lap. It may be too late. It may be too late for Nimes to actually make a decision here. Easy to
Yeah, I do hope he knows what he's doing, having some strategy that we us not knowing.
Yeah, and if you're going to be in front of the field right now, if you're a skipper, your strategy now is to decide when to go. As you're the de facto safety car now, you're leading the pack. You're leading a trig of cars 4 behind you on the same strategy as what you're on, and the rest on differing strategies. But you as a race leader right now, you know you started on pole, you retained that pole, you fought for the pole, and now you're on a convert to win. And the key now, especially on a track like Spa, whereby what greets you right after the start-finish line is a long straight known as camel straight. You have Eau Rouge, you have Radlon, you have the long camel straight. You have a heavy breaking point, which is known for overtaking the toe, is known for causing 1 DNF already. You need to know when to put your foot down, you know when to jump the opponent in order for you to get the best start possible. He decided as is now, and I don't think that was really good of a start because Roshan Robot has predicted correctly and is over the back of Skipper now. The fight continues, and I think Roshan Robot has got a better exit on turn 1 as compared to Skipper. And now through Radlon and the Rouge, let's see what's going to happen here. Skipper trying to use his energy now because he knows the urgency of trying to get away from Roshan. I don't think that's working because he's getting closer. Roshan on the slipstream. I believe he's using his energy as well. In fact, Roshan has more energy than the Skipper. Is still sticking close. He's going to be playing a waiting game until the DRS goes online. So the game of chess is now on. Both of them already checking off Yellow Rank, who is now under pressure from Heejin. Heejin once again very aggressive and is going round the inside.
That was such a beautiful overtake.
Yes, once again Heejin. Another fantastic overtake, giving us some real action here. And down through 10 levels is not a conventional overtake this one in Formula 1. Yes, it is in Formula 2, but I'm pretty sure Heejin... Sorry. I didn't cough. I cough and Mangosteen is in the wall. I don't know. Commentators curse. I swear to God. It is commentators curse. There it is. Mangosteen, unfortunately, one of the front runners and is down to P16 after some contact, I believe, at Puhon. Definitely not out of the race, but that's going to relegate him all the way down. And Kendra, as a matter of fact, is out of P5 while all this was happening.
And look at him, he's slowly catching up towards yellow rag. I guess the waiting game is over and he can start using all the grips and life out of his hard tires to really attack the top 4.
Yes, I
And there
think
goes.
more action right below happening. Look at that. From Sky all the way down. Oh, look at that. Oh, this collision. Look at this. From Nimes all the way down is a big battle on the mid-pack. 3 wide into turn 1. Look at that. Nimes. He has already a 3-second time penalty because of that. He's going aggressive, but more penalties coming down with these drivers. They're all over the road in turn 1. Who says that you can't fight for the final point? You can fight, but don't fight too hard because those penalties are going to add up to the end. We see number of drivers accident trying to miss. Oh, there's almost a crash. Simpo trying to get past. He gets past Nimes. It's now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-car battle for the final point of the race. Oh my goodness me. And who says you can't have battles right anywhere on the track? You don't need to be fighting for the lead. You can be fighting for the final point, and that's how aggressive these drivers are going to fight for. Look at all these.
And you remember Tekro that just pitted? He's right behind Kendra right now.
Oh, there we close the battle here. And I think the battle between Kendra and Taco, and he's going to pay dividends for Taco here. Taco, with that pit stop, we thought it wasn't worth it. We thought it was risky. And I think it's going to pay off for him. Look at this, just fighting over the back of Kendra right now. But Yellow Rag is now holding up this train. Yellow Rag is actually giving us a loss of action here. More.
Oh no, Kendra's spun! Tekro hit the wall!
Oh, he hit the wall! I think. No, did he? Oh,
Yeah, he hit the wall.
Yeah, yes, was there damage to his front wing? He has to make sure he's safe. He has to make sure he's safe before he goes out. Make sure he's safe, but it's all the way down in P15. That's not where you want to be, no. Those hard tires, and the strategy is gone for the Aston Martin driver. Was there contact there? Easy Turtle.
I don't think there was a contact, but it's sort of because of the spun by Kendra, it spooked Tekro out, and Tekro had to take evasive action, and ended up him tapping the side port towards the wall. What a sad news for Kendra. He was doing so well, but maybe due to the pressure mounting from him from Tekro, it caused him to spin.
Tekro is now over the back of Aulia Kim as well. He needs to make up the place. He lost that while making his every evasive action. Meanwhile, Dior's back online, and I think our focus now will be between Skipper and Roshan. Skipper did not successfully shake off Roshan through the opening stages, and now it's all up to Roshan to fight against Skipper towards the end of this race. And oh yes, Kendra has pitted just as we mentioned it. Kendra, he has lost the hard tires, is now going to the soft compound to make up some time. So disappointment for the Aston Martin team. And Kendra, he has pace, but I think the spin has really hurt his hard tires there.
But you gotta look at the amount of ERS Roshan Robot has compared to Skipper.
We are looking at the battle now because I think it's the fight they want to see. It's a fight for the lead, and I think they both have similar pace and they have remained consistently close throughout the course of this race so far.
I do feel that Roshan Robot currently has upper hand because having more ERS, slipstream plus the DRS, it's gonna be hard for Skipper to answer back.
Skipper could have easily done a dive bomb through the final corner, but smart enough not to do so. We know that the DRS detection point is right after turn 1, right before that you reach uphill slope. So I think it's smart from Roshan not to do the dive bomb. He knows that the detection point is here. You see Roshan still retaining his energy, trying to make a launch here. Roshan with significantly more battery compared to Skipper. Skipper will be really poised to actually deploy his battery here, is he? Because the DRS is now out for Roshan. I don't think both of them are using their battery so far. Any moves being made? I think he's looking, having a look, but they maintain status quo. It's just still going to follow each other. Roshan playing a patient game here, as opposed to Skipper.
I think these two, I know what they're doing is that they are trying to push one another up, leaving behind the pack, and really look at Heejun's pace compared to Roshan Robot. You can't even see Roshan Robot from Heejun's camera. So I think Roshan Robot and Skipper are pushing one another, trying to separate themselves from the pack. Because
See that?
yeah,
Oh,
if
you can see Heejin.
sorry.
Yeah, I think you can see Heejin, but I think he's out of contention. Heejin's just trying to match Russian Robot right now, but Heejin's really out of energy. So he's using lots of battery to try to catch to, or even match Russian Robot and keep it in front. So Heejin, I guess, after all the early game action, he's on a race of his own right now.
Yes, I do wonder what's the tire wear like for Tekro, because Tekro had to go through the a few drivers that was ahead of him, so I'm hoping that he doesn't suffer from too much tire wear.
Meanwhile, a driver that we really want to commend right now is Sinpo. But after the early race shenanigans, he's up in P10. He's back in the points right now. So a very consistent run from Sinpo as opposed to drivers around him. So we know Sinpo is not all that fast, but the consistency Sinpo has built to himself is something incredible. He's not known to perform well here at Spa, but Sinpo now, he's in fact actually winning the DRS of Salmonfish, who's on pretty worn medium tires now. It's Sinpo the hard tires. Actually, the hard tires is really making up for him. Look at Sinpo. He's now closing in on Salmonfish. Can he actually make a move here? Sinpo, not a driver known to make overtakes here. He's going to try to attempt one right himself. Look at that. A great accident already on. He's going to use overtake. He's going to try to make a move. He's aggressive here. He's going to aggressive. Be patient, Sinpo. But he's going to make a move. Nicely done by Sinpo. Down the inside into 10-5. And he does it. Sinpo is up to P9. Great move there.
Yeah, while that was happening, Tekro got a penalty, a 3-second penalty.
Something that you really need to be careful here, and that's going to hurt his race, because if it happens, I mean, if you're going to get a late race safety car, you're going to get a late race sort of VSC, even a red flag, touch wood. These 3-second penalties are in play into the hands of your rivals, and it's not going to do you any good. Now, being a former driver myself, if you recall, being a former driver, those ones I got a 3-second penalty. Like, I thought it was okay, fine. I got a 3-second time penalty, but towards the end, I realized there was a late race safety car, and I think I lost a couple of places and got myself out of points because of that single 3-second penalty. So I believe that's going to add up towards the very end.
Yes, but it seems like Russian Robot is losing a bit of pace compared to Skipper. His ERS has dropped all the way from 70 to 25% now, while Skipper is able to keep it from within the 30 to 20 zone throughout the whole entire past few laps. So I do wonder that is tire wear slowly getting affecting Russian Robot.
Russian robot? Oh, Russian robot.
Russian Robot.
Oh, no. Okay, but meanwhile, back in the race action, do you know who's not losing time? It is Salmonfish. Salmonfish just simply let Sinpo pass. And I think now they're forming a train right behind him. They're all queuing out to get Sinpo. Salmonfish, a very aggressive move.
Oh no,
Sinpo! Look at that! Oh goodness! You don't need to be doing that. Oh, that was that lunge from Salmonfish. Whoa! Oh, you don't need to be doing that, and Yellow Rack has managed to capitalize on that. And now it's in P9, so... that very aggressive move from Salmonfish. Well, he lost a place, but that was something you wouldn't expect. Yellow Rack trying to make an aggressive move down Puhon. Oh, what a move, shoot Puhon. Pushes Simple. Why? And it's Simple. Oh my goodness. There was a tap there. Oh, that was a bit aggressive from Yellow Rack Salmonfish. Simple. Certainly, you see the tap there. Easy to say. I believe I saw the right rear of a Yellow Rack's car hit Simple's front wing. So I'm pretty certain this will be noted by the stewards.
Yeah, but I think it's a bit of like a racing incident because they are fighting so hard with one another. But thankfully there isn't much damage. So hopefully things won't go too bad for both of them, but Simple is getting ready to mount another attack.
He's angry. Look at that. It's on the inside. Knife move. It's going to show how the dive bomb is done. Simple up into 9th. But now he has Simple as in the push. He needs to push in order to avoid the other sections. And look at that. But now Salmonfish into both the offensive and the defensive because AH is right behind him. DR's detection point just passed. they will get a benefit of DRS. It is a double DRS and a double slipstream for AH here. So who's going to emerge out of the Camel Straight ahead into 7th place? Game on right now. Round 12 out of 22. That's fights. Now,
Simple is using up all
Simple
his
is using all the energy, and there's no question it is going to be 7fish ahead of Simple, ahead of AH, and now 7fish definitely has to use the remainder of those A-lap warm medium tires to get away from Simple. He's 1 second away. Simple is still on the defensive here on the slow hard tire, albeit more consistent, but I'm pretty sure at some point the equation is going to shift into the hard tires as opposed to the medium compound now, because those medium compound tires, well, I do wonder how the front few are going to get it. Roshan has got Skipper when we were talking about
Yeah,
that.
I was about to say that. And look at Skipper getting ready for
That was
another attack
revenge
after
here.
the long
Oh,
straight.
look at this, they're still fighting. But will the fight take place? Yes, it will continue. They're not pitting just yet. So, wow, I don't even know how they're sustaining those 12 like old mediums there. They're almost dead by now. I'm not sure if they're considering a medium to soft kind of strategy. That's kind of,
Yeah,
it's going to
they
be
might-
sort of, wow.
They might be pushing their tires all the way to lap 15. So I gotta say, they are doing very well. Trying to hold on using a 12 lap old medium tires through this track is not easy. And
Yes,
they're
it's still
still
fighting. Still
optimistic.
fighting. Skipper making the switch. Jared into our new race leader, Skipper.
I think this scene's gonna be a very common thing that's gonna happen throughout the next few laps. And meanwhile, Sky got another 3-second penalty for multiple warnings, most probably corner cutting.
And well, meanwhile, we're all talking about it. Alia Kim has gone from 9.0 soft tires into medium, so that should be kind of indication to these drivers in front that it is possible to go about 9 laps on the soft compound tires. Considering that we're on lap 13 now, are we going to see any one of these two drivers jump into the pits in any time soon?
I do wonder will Heejun be the first one to make that move amongst the top 3, because he's slowly losing pace towards Roshan robot, and Tekro is slowly bit by bit catching up towards him, but not at a pace that he would like.
I think the equation is starting to shift to Heejin, as a matter of fact. I think Heejin's gained 3/10 on Roshan Robot in the previous sector alone. And yes, he's indeed using his battery, but it should be an indication whereby that the medium compound tires is really something where, at the rate whereby it's not getting comfortable, he jumps to the pits along with Takro. Takro is pitting. Whoa,
Oh,
interesting.
that's way sooner than I thought it would be.
Indeed. Oh, that could be penalty as well.
Then Brandy is all over Summonfish, hitting a dive. Oh, and that was a successful dive by Brandy himself.
Oh, what a drift! He did a drift at the very end.
Oh.
And now look at the back. Mangosteen,
Agustin
Simple,
and Simple, they
Sky.
had, a,
the three of them.
they had a few love taps.
Simple simply let him through. Wise choice. He didn't need to be fighting those
Sky.
drivers on brand new tires, but now the battle shifts between Sky, Sky and Mangosteen and Simple. I think Simple's still in contention somewhat. And who's gonna get a DRS? Let's have a look. Is it gonna
They had
be
to lift off a bit.
still gonna? Oh, it's not gonna be a Mercedes driver. It's gonna be Mangosteen. It's gonna be Simple. Both drivers are the DRS. Is Simple gonna make a move? They're gonna make a move. Is it gonna be? Oh, it's gonna be late from Simple though.
Oh!
Oh!
Simple tap
That was
the front of the Sky.
yeah, wow, that was aggressive from Simple. Perhaps a little bit too aggressive for comfort, as a matter of fact. No damage, thankfully, for Simple still. But now Techromancer is all the back of him. Techromancer is going, let him by, he lets him by. Smart move from Simple. Yeah, man, don't forget, a race is a marathon, this is not a sprint.
Yes, this is why I said Simple really had to keep his head calm throughout the whole entire race and not really try too risky move, because he can really compromise his whole entire race itself.
Yeah, meanwhile, we see a change of strategy in the front. Skipper pits, Roshan doesn't. So, easy Toto, what do you think about this?
I think Skipper might be having the upper hand, having a fresher set of tires and being able to have one more lap to warm it up before setting his pace. So I do think that Roshan Robot's gonna come behind Skipper. By the last few laps, Roshan Robot's gonna have an upper hand. And I do wonder, will Yellow Rag continue with his hearts all the way till the end of the race? Having a 6-lap old hard tires, I do think that the wear isn't too bad. But he has Heejin, who just pitted not long, having a 1-lap old hard tires, and is already all over behind Yellow Rag rear wing.
Well, Yellow Rag definitely on a different strategy compared to Heejin, and Heejin in fresh tires, so I would expect Heejin to actually get past the Yellow Rag as soon as possible. But a bigger question now is between Roshan and Skipper. Would you think Skipper has done a very, very smart undercut against Roshan?
I think he did, because if you do look at the lap times, he is cutting a lot of time off Roshan's robot lead.
Well, finally pits Roshan Robot. The gap was 18.5 seconds at the end of lap 14. The gap at the end, the gap when Roshan came in versus Skipper is 16.0 seconds. Roshan has actually gained 2.5 seconds over Skipper. Sorry, Skipper has gained 2.5 seconds over Roshan. But it caused itself. Skipper goes past. Skipper's past into turn 1. Well, Roshan is still going down the pit lane at
Just
80
like
km/h, and that's it. That's it. The battle's over. Skipper, with that smart undercut, has gained, look at that, yes, I was right, 2.5 seconds ahead of Roshan, and that's validated by Tachomancer, who's done the fastest lap of the race on the soft compound tires. That shows you how powerful the undercut is, and Roshan, by not jumping earlier, has lost out big time against Skipper, and now the charge is over in the pit lane. 2.5 seconds, both of them similar pace. The battle is won through the pit lane. Who says that the battle has to be won on the track? It can be won in the pit lane itself. And
yeah.
a smart thinking from a Skipper. And don't forget, Skipper was a former JF driver last season as well. Experience pays off for Skipper, and he's now potentially going to win the race. Right now, we're looking at another battle here between Yellow Rag and Heejin. I think Easy Turtle, you might be looking at this pretty closely as well, because both of them are just been taught each other, and we know since the qualifying session, both drivers are carrying roughly similar paces to each other as well.
Yes. But certainly right now, Heejin does have the upper hand compared to Yellow Rag due to the tires. But Yellow Rag is doing well in trying to defend, making his rail as wide as possible, not allowing Heejin to pass so easily.
Oh, true Blanchiment. We know Heejin's a rough kind of impatient here. He may switch. He's down the outside. He's going down the outside. Yellow Rag has hit it. Oh, he's got the curb. And now Heejin, oh, he goes fast for now. He went for now. Heejin has the DRS for now. Because the next zero detection point down the Camel Straight, the Key Straight, will go to Yellow Rag and Elwie Kim, who's right behind this too as well. Elwie Kim is on brand new medium tires as well. We'll be looking to get both of them, like what Heejin did earlier on Tachomancer, as well as Yellow Rag. But now, Yellow Rag with using his battery right now, he's trying to charge on Heejin as well. Now, switches to the inside, he knows he can get past, goes fast, and then, yes, success. So, first and second, Skipper and Roshan. Third and fourth, Yellow Rag and Heejin. We're seeing battles, like head-to-head battles between drivers with similar pace. And that's the power of the Camel Straight here in the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Now, if you do recall, I think there are definitely other circuits whereby the power of the DRS will allow switching like this, back and forth, between drivers here and then. If you do remember, you know, Abu Dhabi whereby drivers may just use the straights to the advantage, just keep switching positions. I think that's a similar circuit as well. And name me another one. I think Brazil. Brazil, Interlagos, whereby drivers will just use the main start-finish straight to continuously switch positions between one another. So, easy total. I may think that this may become a game of chess towards the very end.
Yes, definitely. That's why having a proper strategy, knowing when to attack and when to defend is very important. And sadly, Niam has another 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. So I think track limits is something that a lot of drivers are suffering right now. And here comes Yellow Rag. Heejin managed to do another pass on Yellow Rag. So what will be Yellow's Rag response?
And the response, hopefully, is not something that's going to wreck his car. That's what I hope for.
He got the DRS.
Ah,
And
should
that
be
was
easy.
just a pure DRS overtake.
Yep, it was easy. I believe this is going to keep going on and on and on until the very final lap. What's the break going to be? There's no breaking point. I mean, we all know what happened at the first breaking point between Skip and Roshan right in front. It was really a matter of pit stops. But given the course, given that both of them on hard tires, I don't think any of them will need to stop again. But the question now is, what element on circuit could cause something that's going to affect them? Oh, you have your answer. You have your answer there. Ryan has caused a safety car. He's crashed right out of, what's that, turn 10, and caused a safety car.
Oh,
Commentator's curse again, I think.
but this is beneficial for Roshan because he's now
Oh,
directly
no!
behind.
Salmon
Oh.
fish. A drive-through penalty. He didn't watch his delta there. He got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Oh, this is disastrous for Salmon Fish. It's only 4 laps to go, and getting a drive-through penalty at this juncture would mean you only have 1 or 2 opportunities to serve your drive-through.
And look who just pitted. Roshan Robot.
Uh-oh. Abu Dhabi 2021 all over again. Now, the question is, Yellow Rag, let's see where they come respect to them. Is he going to pass? Is he going to come out in front or behind Yellow Rag? That's the big question. Yellow Rag is now at 100-meter mark, about breaking point. Makes a turn. What about Roshan? Roshan just coming out. He's coming out in traffic. He's going to come out. Is it in between? Yes, it comes in between Yellow Rag and Heejin. And with the tire advantage, he certainly should be able to get past Yellow Rag pretty easily. The crucial moment whereby Roshan comes out in front of Heejin. That's so important. We know Heejin has way new fresher tires compared to Heejin, and coming out in front of him is so crucial because it's so difficult to get past Heejin as a driver right now. Roshan still in contention, not just for the podium, but for the win as well. Easy does it.
Yes, definitely. But as you can see, Yellow Rag does know how to defend pretty well and make sure his rears are as wide as possible. So it's a gamble. Plus, we also don't know which lap will the safety lap comes in. So we won't know whether how many laps will Roshan Robot have to mount his attack.
Indeed. With only 3 laps to go, guys, I think it's time for us to pull out the penalties right now. These are penalties. Oh my goodness, look at this. Wow, easy total. If you're noticing it, we have not 1, not 2, but 3 drivers with a drive-through penalty. Mangosteen in P13 with a drive-through. Salmon Fish running in 9th with a drive-through. AH and P8 with a drive-through. So
This is gonna hurt them a lot.
yes, this is gonna put almost every driver in contention. In fact, anyone without drive-through. In fact, only 2 drivers without the drive-through would be in contention to score a point. Right. Kendra now gets a penalty. The 3-second penalty. Wow.
Oh, things start getting worse and worse for Kendra.
We have 8 drivers now with some form of penalty at this point in time. Only 7 remain without a penalty. Literally more than half of the drivers are holding penalties right now. In fact, The only drivers without a penalty is now the top 4. Magosine has got another penalty on top of his drive-through. Disaster for the Alpine team right now. It's going to be up to Roshan to actually carry the team, I guess. But yes, meanwhile, there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, 7 drivers without penalties so far. Let's have a look at them. We have Skipper, Yellow Right, Roshan and Heejin in the top 4. They're not holding any penalties. Brandy He in P7, he's not holding any penalty as well. SS38 in 11, and most crucially, Sinpo. Sinpo in P12, not holding a penalty, and if it's going to end up like a train like this, Sinpo would end up in 7th position, almost equaling his best record here. So Sinpo with true run of form this season, and just by staying clean, keeping clean on the second, this is going to be crucial for his championship hopes right here. So, well, what can I say about the pace here? I don't think it's about the pace here in the JF, but more of how cleanly you race, how consistent you are, how far are you able to take this car in one piece on the circuit. So important here, your race consistency. No one cares about qualifying. You can qualify P1, P2, P3. No one's gonna care. You just have to keep the car on the circuit throughout the course of the 22 laps of this race here, AT Turtle.
Yes, and for every kilometer they cover, it's gonna hurt Roshan Robot a lot, because that means he has lesser and lesser time for him to really challenge Skipper for the win.
I mean, yes, it is. You just validated my point. Is it going to be Abu Dhabi 2021 again? And as it stands, if you look at the fastest lap timing, Skipper's holding the fastest lap with 1:44.1. And interestingly, he's on pole. He got pole earlier. Started on pole. He has the fastest lap. He's winning a race. Easy Turtle. I hate this. I don't want to say this, but we've never seen this happen throughout the course of the history of the JAF F1.
And there comes race control, safety car in this lap.
To this. And yes, let me continue, is that Skipper might be our first Grand Slam in the history of the JF. We've never had a Grand Slam before. Skipper might be the first driver to achieve a Grand Slam in the entire history of the JF. Wow, what does this proposition feel like right now?
I do hope Skipper have a better safety car start compared to his first one, because he wasn't able to get the jump on Roshan Robot in the first safety car. So Yellow Rag really keeping very close to Skipper.
Oh, Yellow Rag will be playing a pivotal role in checking. Oh, Salmon Fish has a 5-second time penalty with Brandy He. Oh, that's not what you need. I think with all the traffic jam that's been forming, yeah, Skipper has lost his front end play as well. Salmon Fish has a penalty. He has a broken front wing. So disaster for Salmon Fish and now from team as the race begins once more. Skipper gets a jump on Yellow Rag. Roshan over the back. What's gonna turn out? Throughout the end of the camel straight this lap. We're on the penultimate lap of this race. Salmon Fish with a damage front wing. I don't know at this rate, because the game detects that if you have damage, you're going to pit first. I do not know whether Salmon Fish will be able to serve his drive-through. Salmon Fish will get disqualified here, Easy Turtle.
Yes, it's really very hard to see another driver going through such things. And ooh, Roshan Robot.
Oh, the battle starts.
What?
The battle
There
starts.
goes.
Roshan on Yellow Right. No, Yellow Right calls placement. And that's going to waste time. It's going to waste time for Roshan. Time is running out for Roshan Robot. And the straight on the side. They're almost bump on the tail. It's almost NASCAR standards right here. Look at this. And now look at the leaderboard here. 10 your timing here, the leaders. Look at this, Skipper already 9 cents of second here with Yellow Right holding him up, and Roshan can't wait to get past Yellow Right. He can't get past him, Puhan down the inside to turn 14 and turn 15. 2 cars, 3 cars, 4 cars. Now all together, Elyakim as well. Elyakim stuff from the back, it's now over the back of him. Now Yellow Right starts to lose placements, and now down the inside goes Elyakim on Heejin. Elyakim now onto the long straight through. Bronchimon he has to try something very interesting here. Pass yellow right. So it's all for the podium. Don't forget he has a penalty as well, which is why he's really trying so hard to get past yellow right. Look at this. It's in total 5 cars, 3 wide into turn 19. And this is a battle you really can't afford to miss. And don't forget what's happening in front as well, because Russian Robot 310s right behind Skipper. No DRS. It's all on the battery now.
And things got
Over to
spicy
you.
for Yellow Rack.
And indeed, is there response to the cars on the track? Look at this! Oh, you don't get 3 cars, 3 wide into your route. Oh, you don't get this. Pure racing at its finest. Kendra is out. Kendra is out to 10-1. And look at this fight. Bro, this Russian. Russian is getting it side by side. Look at this. Russian and Skipper. Russian takes the place through the batteries. And right at the final part of the circuit, Russian Robot now seizes and steals the Grand Slam away from the Skipper. What an ending we have. The 3rd round of the JF. And it's all not belly yet. Because Yellow Dragon SS38. Oh, Fighting also get a look at this. Oh my goodness me. I've never seen such racing before in my life. Pigeon down to P7. SS38 as well. Down to P8. It is a sprint race all over again. And it's all decided by one safety car caused by Ryan, and this whole race is turned topsy-turvy on the side once again. The battle is now won by Roshan, definitely, but all in the midfield is not decided yet. Anything can happen down the bus of chicane. It is all Heejin, SS38, Brandy He now joining the party as well. And I'm pretty sure all the fighting at the very end, I hope you're taking your phones, I hope you're looking at this, because it's also interesting and it spells the word for the remaining 8 races in the JAF. But wow, Russian Robot wins the round. 3rd season of the JAF. Skipper takes P2, denied of a Grand Slam.
Look at Yellow
Now
Rack.
and now Yellow Rack, no, down to the line, and that's the result we're having here. I can't believe it. Oh my word. It is all decided on the line. AH has an unserved drive-through. He's down all the way to P12. And look at this race. Oh my goodness. This was the best race I've commentated in my entire life. I swear.
I'm so happy that I'm not part of this, not competing. If not, I'm very sure my clothes will be fully soaked from my sweat. Cause thing got so spicy with so many drivers going 3 wide, and there are battles at every spot of the track, fighting for every single points.
Charles Racing, honestly. I mean,
Yes, I think it's one of the best.
I beg to differ here. There's a reason I always said why I wanted to race, because I want to save the full replay. I want to save the full replay. This is a race. I'm pretty sure whoever finishes this race is a winner. It's a race that you definitely want to save the replay here. You had the best battles. You had the best final 3 laps of any JF race I've had so far. This is I was at the edge of my seat. I wasn't even at the edge of my seat. I was actually standing. I was standing throughout the final 3 laps of the race. I was standing throughout the entire portion when the safety car left into the pit lane. This was a fantastic race. I don't think any sort of championship would give you this. Look at all the changes here. Penalties all over the place. We had Roshan and Skipper. We thought the battles over. We thought Skipper had it till the very end, but no, it isn't over till it's over. Roshan Robot denying Skipper of a Grand Slam to the very end, but definitely, I'm pretty sure both of them will be talking about it. This was a battle that they would expect as well. They raced cleanly to the very end, but Roshan Robot still, wow, you gotta congratulate him. But Skipper put up a good fight as well. I don't think anyone would leave this race unsatisfied here, Easy Tuzzle.
Yes, definitely, and I'm very sure that Simple will be very happy being P9 scoring 2 points, but another driver that might be a bit upset is Tecro being P7 with only 6 points. Both of us was predicting that he would be challenging for the podium, but things didn't turn out well for him.
I mean, that was the difference. What a safety car could make as well. I mean, it could make or break you. You could be on the perfect strategy, whereas like the safety car, when it bunches the whole field together, it allows the people further down the field below to actually make optimal pit stops and said and turn the strategy over to the favor. As well as we know, Roshan Robot, he used the safety car to his advantage. He knew that he had a 13-second gap over to third place Tachomancer right behind him. He took advantage, he pitted, and he turned that into an extra undercut of him. And I'm pretty sure that if you are skipper, you wouldn't be able to do anything about it, because like if you're way up in front, there was no point pitting. You're just gonna lose out to your competition. So it was sort of unfortunate. The skipper, he did nothing wrong at all, but Roshan Robot, well, to make matters worse for skipper, he got the fastest lap as well, 143.7, 4 tenths faster than skipper as well. So I would say I wouldn't blame skipper. Skipper did nothing wrong. In fact, I think that was a very fantastic race from him as well. But just sort of, well, things may not go your way sometimes. Easy to. I think like it was just a case of being really unlucky here if you're in skipper's position.
Yeah, driving do have a bit requires a bit of luck. You have to be at the right time. You have to be at the right place at the right time. So I think Skipper does face the same situation that Lewis Hamilton faced in 2021 for the very last race. Skipper did I think he did a superb job trying to keep on tabs, especially after that very first pit where he dived in first and really gained a lead for like 3.7 seconds before the second safety car comes out. He did a very good job, and I think he should be happy that that happened. It's just sad that Lady Luck isn't at his side this time round.
Well, they would say one man's meat is another man's poison. I think like, well, the poison turned out to be given the skipper, and the meat ended up being Roshan Robots. I mean, no one could have predicted the safety car to come out at the very end. I mean, skipper was just cruising along at the very front, just like managing his own race and being on pace as well. But unfortunately, I believe like the safety car, well, it just neutralized the whole competition. It gave Roshan Robot a free pit stop essentially, and as a result, we have Roshan Robot Indian stealing the first potential Grand Slam the JAF away from him, and you can't help but feel a little bit disappointed for Skipper. But well, as what you mentioned earlier, when racing as a driver, you don't expect luck to be shining outside all the time. You do have to make your own luck. And I think that's what one driver I did notice had to do, and that driver, as a matter of fact, was well. Simple, as a matter of fact, he didn't make his own luck. But we've never talked about Simple this effectively. I mean, we do know that he's normally the losing end for most belts, but I think like just by simply driving consistently, he started at the low echelons of the top 10, and he's started P13. But remarkably, I believe this is the first race I've seen Simple without a single penalty, and I believe he's won the race throughout. He's won this. He got 2 points purely because he didn't get any penalty as well. So I think this is like one of the cleanest races I've ever seen Simple drive so far. Do you agree with this?
Yes, definitely. And I think I'm very proud of Simple being able to keep it clean, everything, despite so many wheel banging action that happened to him. He was able to stay on track, keep his cool, and really never exceed the track limits. So I think he deserves a pat on his back.
Indeed. Yeah, I think Simple will be really happy with that. Let's not forget, this is Simple's what do you call it? I think it's second or third. Yeah, his second race out of 3 with point score with points on his board. But it may only be 2 points, but I'm pretty sure those 2 points would really matter a lot to him, especially considering well, he has made a vow this year to actually perform well in the GF, and I think he's doing great. He may not be fighting for the podium, but I think like gradually, at his own pace, I think it's sort of a remarkable improvement for the McLaren driver. So Simple really doing a great effort to actually score points on the McLaren team as well. Now, one driver I really have to mention is Elyakim. Now we haven't talked about him many a time, but Elyakim was the driver who started right at the bottom of the field in P17, owing to I think not setting a time in Q1. But now look at that. He's starting on the back and he's finished in the podium. He finished P3 ahead of many drivers who are actually faster than him. What are your thoughts
Yeah.
about this?
I think, to be honest, we didn't even really talk much about him, and all of a sudden, he's fighting for the podium. So I'm not too sure how eventful was his race, but I really it's a big surprise.
Well, I mean, the best events for any driver in any race will be not having events anyway, right? You do not want any drama happening in a race. And I think like having no events is the best event.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. So, meanwhile, I believe our top three podium sitters are just about to come in right now. So, yes, it's time for our podium interviews. So, just have a little moment. And yes, welcome to top three. So, first up, we have third place, Alvakim. Welcome to the podium interviews.
Hello.
Hi. So, welcome in. I believe this is your I think your current championship leader, and I think you made a great effort from coming back from P17 to P3. So talk us through your race. How was it from start to finish? How do you achieve this standard of like make up 14 places throughout the whole course of the race?
The safety car helped me a lot. Then uh, I just make the move one by one. Make sure to not get into any collisions. And yeah, that's it. I think on the last last lap, I think I was lucky. Yeah, because I got the 3 second penalty. Then the rest behind were like fighting a lot, so I managed to get away with it and get the podium.
Well, as in yeah, easier to know. You did mention. I believe like we did conclude that we have to make your own luck, especially in cases whereby when things are away, you just have to like fight to the very end. And yeah, I think that's what Alkim has did. And yeah, Alkim. So to be fair, I mean, we know that you didn't do well in the qualifying. So, what were your thoughts going through your mind when you did not finish the qualifying session and you had forced to start at the back?
I only uh I only started practicing on the controller like an hour before the race, so like I was quite worried. I was not on pace in the race. Um, and then in qualifying, I struggled a lot. Then in the race, I just followed through the rest.
Oh, you mean you normally race on the wheel instead of controller?
Yeah,
Oh, that's kind of feat, isn't it? I mean, you're not used to racing on controller, but you still able to perform at this sort of level.
yeah.
Right. So, yeah, a really fantastic race from Kim, and I believe well, it's going to be a quite dangerous man for the rest of the 8 races. I think it's really going to be a very competitive racer. Well, what are your thoughts about this easiest? So, do you think it's going to be a very interesting season for Kim?
Yes, definitely being able to still perform so well despite not using the wheel and really playing on a controller. I think it's not a very easy task for anyone. So it really shows that he does have a lot of skills and can't wait to see even more from him.
Indeed, I think both of us are kind of impressed by his performance here, and I believe that's the reason why he's leading the drivers' champion at this point in time. Right? And yes, all the best to your championship, Kim, and hope to see you in future races to come. So yes, take care, Kim, and have a good rest.
Thank you, thank you.
See ya. So next up, on to the second place. We have Skipper. So welcome, Skipper, to the podium interview.
Hello.
Hi, Skipper. So yes, so far only the only non-rookie on the podium this season and in this race, and I think like wow, I think I don't know how to describe your race. It was perfect, and I believe your many people's expectation to win the race, but unfortunately just denied by late race safety car, and I believe you have gotten Grand Slam enough for it. So talk us through your thoughts. Do you feel more disappointed? Do you feel impressed? Do you feel happy? What are your thoughts going through your head right now?
Well, first off, GG's to Roshan and Alao Kim for the podium. Honestly, I think at the end it was a case of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if I pit Roshan probably just won't pit, and then I will be behind. I might be behind. Would have been behind Heejin and Yellow Rag as well. So that would have been quite difficult to recover from. So, well, I guess I'm slightly disappointed, but there's nothing much I could have done about it. So yeah, overall, still a good job to bring it home in P2.
All right. That's a great performance there. But well, I mean, I don't think you're quite disappointed with the safety car, right? At the very end, I believe like it just happens.
Yeah. So yeah, just like what I said, if being P2 during a safety car situation like that, that's always an advantage. So yeah, and I think Roshan had a big gap behind, so yeah, he could just use that.
Indeed. Yeah. Is it also any questions for Skipper?
Okay. One question I would like to ask Skipper, were you sort of hoping that the safety car lasted a bit longer?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I was thinking that with 2 laps to go, I had a chance, not pitting because there'll be no DRS. I could just use battery, but yeah, if the safety car stayed out for another lap, I guess then the result would have been quite different.
Yeah, because from our point of view, we were seeing Yellow Rag giving a lot of troubles for Russian robot. So, in my point of view, I thought you already had it in the bag. But I was surprised by how fast he was after being able to pass Yellow Rag.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought that Yellow Rag would be a good buffer for me, so I thought I stood a good chance. But yeah, Roshan did a very good job today.
So yes, well, I guess it's a good time to bring in our final contender, Russian Robot. So while we're on that topic, so how was it like for you to actually towards the very end? Talk us through the final 3 laps.
To be very honest, before the safety car came out, I already like basically not really given up, but I already thought Skipper was gonna win. To be honest, because he was 3 seconds ahead. The undercut really helped him because I thought I could overcut him, but it clearly did not work out. But yeah, so I was just trying to push, trying to get the gap down. So Ryan DNF, and yeah, the safety car came out, which I mean, yeah, I guess being P2 turned out to be a blessing in disguise. And yeah, I mean, as I approached the chicane, I didn't see him pitting. So I was like, okay, I have the gap behind, so why not just pit? And yeah, on the safety car restart, Yellow Rag was giving me a bit of problems because he was on old hards and I was on brand new soft. So I had to find my way through. I don't know if you saw on the stream, I just kept putting my nose into every single corner trying to make a move somewhere, and after I made it I just dumped my battery all the way so I can get to somewhat of a closer gap to Skipper, and yeah, then on the last lap just burned everything trying to get in. And yeah, I mean, it was a pretty tight move. There was contact, but yeah, I think it was overall very good racing. He was super quick for the first few laps, and yeah, happy to come away with a win.
Great. So I believe for the both of you, I think like very good racing, and I think like you both give us the best entertainment for the entire course of the race. I mean, well, if you do look at the stream, when it gets published, I believe like more than half the time it was focused on the battle between the both of you. So I think it's a very amazing race between both of you, and I really hope to see. But we really hope to see both of you fight it out more often on the track and give us more action for the JF as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we hope to do, good battles like this would definitely spice up the championship as well.
Indeed. Yes. So Izzy says, any more questions for top 2?
Nope, I think you managed to ask all the questions I have in mind.
All right. So great racing from both of you, and yep, happy to see both of you on the podium, and see you guys on yep, the 4th race, which is somewhere next month. Yep. Thank you very much.
Yep. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. So, well, back to the both of us, and yes, Easy says, so give some concluding thoughts of this race. Honestly, well, I'm still sweating. I may not be racing, but still sweating. This is extreme action that we are missing here, and I think like as a first-time commentator, I believe you didn't expect to be watching this as well.
Yes, honestly, there's so many highlights there throughout the whole entire race. At the very start, there's Kendra slowly climbing up, and then he spun and he almost caused a collision with Tekro. Then next will be Skipper undercutting Russian robot. Then lastly, I never expected Russian robot diving into the pits and then managed to pass Skipper at the very last lap, I think. But I was the other person I would really want to comment on is Yellow Rag, because throughout the whole entire second half of the race, Yellow Rag is like defending so well against Heejin and also Russian Robot. Despite that huge tire difference, he's able to keep his rear wing so wide. I have never seen such a tough driver to pass in quite a while already.
Bro, I think that shows you the caliber for this season's drivers. Do not underestimate them. We do have lots of rookies in the season, but well, the standard of racing has been raised once more. I mean, we did not expect to see what 4-car, 5-car, 6-car battles throughout the course of the race, and still we kind of clean. I believe they did show quite enough respect between each other, and I think that bodes well for the remaining races of this season as well.
Yep, I do hope this continues to happen and things will get even spicier for us as the spectators. So I really have to give props to all the drivers in JAF, and they're doing well. Keep up the good work.
All right. So speaking of the next race, just a little notification. The next race will not be held on the 10th of February, as scheduled, and that's due to the Lunar New Year happening on that day itself. And as such, we'll be moving the next race to the 24th of February. So, as expected, most of the drivers here are of Singaporean origin, and we do celebrate Chinese New Year as well. So, well, I guess there'll definitely be drivers who will be visiting their relatives, visiting and celebrating the festivities, maybe going on overseas vacation. And I think this is part of the culture it is. So Easy Toto would be doing any would be celebrating Chinese New Year as well? Would you be out of the country? Would you be doing some relatives?
Yeah, definitely be celebrating Chinese New Year with my family members. So I think the most common thing that all that celebrate Chinese New Year is hot pot. So I'm looking forward towards that, and hope that I don't gain a few pounds.
I mean, if you were a driver yourself, I believe you would be hoping that you wouldn't be getting those few points, so you would definitely need less weight in the car to actually race, isn't it? I mean, even in a virtual setting, you would definitely, well, I guess you want to be, how to say, in best form to actually drive, especially if you're on a wheel, you'll definitely be losing weight by sweating as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like for me in the last season, even in an aircon room where I turn on my aircon at 18 degrees, I'm still sweating the hell out inside my racing rig, because things get so intense and require so much concentration that you just slowly sweat more and more. And if you are those type of drivers that turn their force feedback very high up, man, you're gonna get a hell out of a workout.
I mean, it is a workout for your arms as well. I mean, it's great. I think in racing rig, I would really definitely see this as somewhat of a gym equipment. It helps train your arms, train your hands, fingers. I think it's a great way to exercise as well. I mean, you can exercise at home using this setup as well without going to the gym, isn't it?
Yes, it's sort of like a cheap gym. Getting you're able to enjoy your hobby and also exercising.
Exactly. I think, and that's what most of us Formula One fans really love, and it's all part of racing. I mean, you can exercise and enjoy a hobby, and I think that's the aim of the GF as well. And I think all of us wants to keep fit, and especially with all the Chinese New Year goodies that we're gonna feast on within the next few weeks. I think it's gonna be a great way to do some belly fats, do some um, whatever, get fit, and prevent yourself from feeling more guilty from eating all the Chinese New Year goodies that you're eating, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So now, just a quick reminder once more. Next race will be on the 24th of February, 4 weeks from now. And from here, this is me, Palace for the 6, signing off along with Easy Turtle. So once again, thank you everyone, good night, and Gokusi Fasai.
Turn it on.